Last night, Evo Singapore shook everyone with their insane picks like Kagura and Carry. They sound flash times with confidence and definitely show us the actual potential of Evo's Esports Singapore. Weon, probably the biggest underdog in this season, however, had a close game against Mystic Burden and Icon, but ultimately they've lost to their Pioneers due to their mistakes. Will Weon get their stand together, or will Evo Singapore continue to make their way to the top?
As you're saying, tied up with Icon at 4 points each coming out of week 1. As you're saying, showed, even without their captain Fredo, they can still compete against the big boys and manage to secure a win against Flash Tyrants. On the other hand, Mystic Burden opened their matches of MPL against Weon War with steady pace in games, but later on showed dominance as they secured a win against the team. The clash of the two invited teams will happen today. Will Azure Saiyan be too easy for Jabs, or will they outrun Mystic Burden? Hello everybody, welcome to MPL Week 2, Day 2. My name is Matthew, his name is Contra. MPL is supported by Razer and brought to you by EG Network as well as Moontun. And we have a couple of games today, a couple of series. I'm really interested about it. But before that, let's remind all the viewers what is MPL regular season.
And of course, we'll have to talk a little bit about the format of the regular season. So it'll be a point system where winners of each match will be able to secure some points. With 2 straight points, you'll get 3 points for your team. And if you lose towards your enemies, you'll have to share the points with them. So that's if you get 2 wins, you get 2 points. And if you only have 1 win, that will be only 1 point.
Yep, so all 10 teams will compete against one another. It's a best of 3 format. And at the end of it, after everything wraps up, the top 8 teams will hit to the playoffs. And unfortunately, the bottom 2 teams will be eliminated. So obviously, you want to be in the top 8 to give yourself a chance. And now, let's just remind everyone what the teams are playing for, because every team in MPL will receive a $300 subsidy across 6 weeks. That means a total of $1,800 just for being in the league. And on top of that, if you win a game, every point you earn is another $200. So if you go 2-0, hey, here's another $600 just for the heck of it, just because you're good at a game.
That's right. And of course, in the total, you will see another $27,000 up for grabs.
Yeah, that's just the regular season, right?
Yeah.
If you head into the playoffs, a total of 50,000 contract. That's a lot of money, and half of it goes to first place. Not too shabby, right? You know,
definitely a big amount.
A good day of paycheck.
I'm considering becoming a pro player myself, but I definitely have to.
I don't think you can do it.
Skills for now, but of course, first place with 25,000, alongside second for 12 grand and 5,000 for third, and so forth.
And so on and so forth. And that's not all. That's money just keeps on coming. It's just make it rain, because additional awards are even given based onto it, right? If you're the regular season MVP, you get $1,000 just because you're good at the game. You're the best KDA in the whole league. Here's another 500 USD. And there will be an all-star match that will happen later on. More information will be released. Will be releasing at the end of the later on. But if you win that all-star match, you get $1,500. And that's not all. If you are the MVP of the whole playoffs, here's another $1,000 USD.
That's right. And so far, we've got quite an amount of players on the line for all these money. But the total grand prize pool will be of $100,500 USD.
Yeah, the whole league, $100,500 US. Not too shabby. I think that just shows how big we've grown inside of esports as well. Just seeing that amount grow. But that's the whole league. Good overview of everything. Let's talk a little bit more about today's matches. So today we'll have 2 best of 3s. First off, we will have EVO's Esports Singapore going up against WeOwn World, and later on it will be the Juggernauts battling out Air Asia Saiyan going up against Mystic Burden, right? These are the 2 invited teams from Malaysia. Air Asia Saiyan, they finished third runner-up, and Mystic Burden, they finished 4th runner-up. So you can see both directly invited into MPL Season 2. You want to make a statement, right? You're the invited team. Who is going to be the king of Malaysia, at least for now? Asia Saiyan and Mystic Burden have not lost a best of 3 series yet. who will be the first one to register a loss in their record.
We'll have to have a look into the standings as we'll see. And Asia saying need to keep it up against Icon. Icon right now topping the table with 7 points with the wins yesterday with an impressive 6 wins and 2 losses. So later on when we go against Mystic Burden, they'll have to definitely pull on their best. Seeing on the second spot, Trader coming up on number 3.
Yeah, so Asia has a chance to leapfrog Icon once again if they manage to 2-0 Mystic Burden. Meanwhile, Mystic Burden, they want to make a statement. If you beat Aries Saiyan, that's the tournament favorites coming in.
Yeah.
That just makes everyone's like, whoa, we need to be careful of this team. This team is here and means business. So, what do you think? Okay, let's focus more on the first game of the day first, right? EVOS Esports going up against We Own World. At the moment, Singapore teams are 0-4 against Malaysia across week 1. Not one Singaporean team has managed to beat a Malaysian team just yet. And will this be the first time?
Well, definitely I can see that they are kind of improving, but let's have a look into the interviews for EVOS Singapore.
Yep.
I'm currently working as sales in property.
I'm pursuing a bachelor degree in mechanical engineering.
I'm currently working as a marine engineer.
Studying same as so. Mobile Legends is just my hobby.
I'm studying pharmaceutical science. To me, Mobile Legends is a job.
I'm taking mass communication in diploma.
So actually, me and Bambi was from IDNS, so we were looking for joining competition. Things doesn't work out, so we actually try to form up with some other players, which actually Potato come and merge with us. So the JPL and Seoul was together with us. So we have a 5 ready. So I'm looking for another sub.
I only switched like 2 teams only. Because that time IDNS, they got into the champion. During that time, I got exam. Then I have to leave. Then after that, I joined NV. After that, disbanded. So I joined them.
I'm Seoul and JPL, we kind of quitted for maybe 2 seasons after the MSC 2K17. So coming back to play and having like 10 new heroes to learn is quite a challenge.
For me, I feel it's 7 out of 10 because the other 3 will be like in the future, primary, and then so also gonna start school soon, so there will be lesser commitments. The trainings that we have will be on the weekends only.
I think the main difference between winning game in rank and competitive scene is much different because the drafting is very different. I mean, in ranked game, when you meet an opponent, although you can see the flag, you see 5 Malaysian, but you're not sure if it's Cyan. So we just do the normal drafting. You ban the strong heroes, Hellcat, Martyrs drop. But in competitive, you are different drafting actually. You don't really ban the strong heroes. You focus more on what the opponent can play.
I'll say the greatest strength will be the current meta players, which is Bambi. He's a very good mid player. He has very, very good rotation, and I really trust him with what he can do. Of course, I myself, I do provide what I have. I'm a tank player. Of course, not to mention the other 2 ex-legendary players like So High, MM, JPL, mage player. We already come together and actually we trying to bond and form a very good chemistry. So this is what we are working on. So we are going to make our strength even stronger.
And that is EVOS Singapore. You have Seoul as the marksman, Kid as the tank and support, Colia as the tank and support as well. Oh dear Bambi, the legendary mage player on that mage and assassin. Potato wrapping it up in the fighter and mage. And last but not least, we have JPL as the support and fighter. And EVOS Singapore, you can see, right, they're humble beginnings, they only train weekends. And they were so hyped up. In the qualifiers, they played so well and everyone was thinking, oh wow, this is the team to look out for. Unfortunately, week 1, they didn't live up to the hype. They lost against 2 other Malaysian teams, and suddenly everyone was questioning, oh, how's EVOS going to come in? Yesterday, they answered their critics. 2-0 Flash Tyrants, not the cleanest game, but a 2-0 is a 2-0, as you can see.
Definitely they need to keep an eye out for one of the key players here, and that's going to be Seoul on his Moskov. He's got a really impressive run right there with a win rate of 91%, and look at that.
That is crazy. 1,320 games. Contra, I don't think even I played 1,000 games in total. He has 1,320 games just on that hero itself. And I think, yesterday he's seen it, right? We've seen it, that his carry was just insane. He single-handedly kept EVOS in that game, in that base defense. He was 1v4 and he managed to do it. And you can see on his Moskov, his stats are just insane. Interestingly enough, he just tries to play his Moskov a little bit slow, where he wants to ramp up. That's why he goes for Retribution. He goes for this Bounty Hunter emblem as well, so he can ramp up.
Actually.
Yeah. He ramps up his gold generation really quickly, and he only wants to fight whenever he hits the late game, whenever he gets those 6 items.
Yes, and you can see Rose Gold Meteor in the back as well as Endless Battle. You will have a lot of sustain when he goes into the fight, so he needs to position really well, and that is what he did to actually take down Flash Tyrants yesterday. But today, we'll have to see what will We Own Wolves bring up to the table. Let's have a look.
Saya technical engineer, so bila balik rumah baru ada beberapa jam lah untuk main ML.
Saya belajar dekat Johor. Saya cuba isi masa lapang saya untuk main Mobile Legends dengan orang.
This month is my last sem, so memang busy. So macam malam je baru free lah.
Saya dengan bekerja, dengan saya dah kahwin, agak susah sebab kita balik nak tengok anak kecil lagi kan. Tapi boleh commit untuk tim.
Saya full time player lah. Adalah ikut masa diorang ada 2-3 jam untuk training sehari lah.
Saya sentiasa free.
Full time player lah.
Full time player. We Own World ni dulu masa tu Shanks dengan Mihawk. Kita tiga selalu main, lepas tu sampai satu tahap tu kita rasa macam nak form satu tim lah. Masa tu pukul 2 pagi tengah fikir nama untuk tim. Sampai pukul 5-6 pagi baru dapat nama We Own World sebagai nama tim lah. Masa tu Dragon baru masuk.
Kita orang punya komposisi 4 player ni kekal lama lah, baru kami dapat tarik X-ray daripada squad lama dia dan kemudiannya Luffy lah.
Kekuatan dan kelemahan tim We Own World ni macam salah seorang ni ada hero masing-masing. Mereka lebih fokus kan dengan hero mereka. Lepas tu kita orang juga cubalah meta baru untuk cara nak counter hero-hero yang baru masuk dan yang lama-lama yang terlalu kuat.
During draft pick, during strategi, kami akan bincang 6 orang. That's mean not based on one person punya voice. So nak tentukan key player susah sikit lah.
Saya main hero OP dan hero yang di ban. Dan bila saya main, saya asyik saya seorang di aim. Oleh itu, saya istiharkan saya key player.
Rival kita adalah Flash Tyrant. Actually kita dengan Flash Tyrant memang selalu buat friendly, selalu buat custom game. Dia banyak bagi kita punya nasihat, cara bermain macam mana nak kukuhkan chemistry satu team. Dia memang always support WoW lah. Sampai ke sekarang dia akan follow kita punya perkembangan.
And this is We Own Wolves with the lineup of Luffy as an assassin or mage, X-Ray as a mage or assassin as well, Shanks as a support, one player to be looked out for, Windsmoke as a tank, Dragon as an assassin, and Mihawk will all be a multi-role player. And we have to talk about We Own World coming in as an underdog, but they have a lot of screams against Flash Tyrants who were second place in the previous regular season. And I think that they still have a lot to prove when they go up against some of these teams. They lost to Icon, they also lost to Mystic Burden, but this time around, they're looking for victories here. Will they be able to keep up against Esports Singapore? Now, we have to look out for some members there, as we've seen a couple of games being played out, and Shanks has been performing really, really well as support.
Yeah, as you said, Shanks, he's a dedicated supporter of the team, and you can see, the interesting thing I want to highlight here is that, you see, Malaysian teams and Singaporean teams, they have their own meta, right? And interesting enough, Shanks, his primary hero is actually Diggy. And Diggy is something just goes on meta of team fights. You kind of want to just group up 5v5s. The time journey, the ultimate is really long cooldown. So you kind of have this controlled 5v5s. Even if it's item build, it is fully just aura dependent, right? You have Courage, Bulwark, you have Oracle, you even have Athena's Shield. Brings so much utility to the table. So I'm starting to believe that We Own World, they're a team that, even though they're a Malaysian team, they might play a little bit more Singaporean meta because they constantly scrim with Flash Tyrant. So maybe whatever they learn from Singapore side. So yeah, by trade they're a Malaysian team. I want to see how the drop goes in this game. Will they just follow up all the other Malaysian teams, or will it be their own meta? But let's just see really quickly what both teams have to say about this game.
So We Own World, let's see who the King of Pirates.
So Evos, saya tak kenal diorang siapa, tapi saya akan pastikan diorang kenal kita orang siapa.
Big words coming in from We Almost. They say that we'll make sure that EVOS Esports know who we are. We don't know who EVOS Esports is, but they're going to go hit-to-hit really, really soon. So,
Hey,
predictions
I don't know you, but I'll make sure you know me. That's solid trash talk. You know what? I'll rate it 10 out of 10. What about you? That's really... But come on, EVOS. You gotta amp it up. What? Pirates? That's weak.
Yeah.
You gotta go back, have some trash talk lessons, come back stronger next week, okay? Your trash talk is weak, so you lose that battle. But okay, let's talk about this game more specifically in terms of stats and whatnot. Like I said, Singapore team, they are 0-4 against Malaysian teams. But maybe this is the perfect game for EVOS SG because essentially, real world, they play like a Singaporean team because they constantly scrim against Flash Tyrants. So maybe the meta they know and the meta they learn is that slower meta, right? We did this comparison where Malaysian teams, they play so much faster. They play skirmishers, right? They pick the Assassins, they pick the Lancelot, the Gushians, and even the Marcus because they want to end the game fast. They want to pick things off. Where Singapore teams, you always see a Diggy there because they think, okay, you know what? The way to win this team fight is go through team fights. And you know what? Enough theory crafting. Let's go to the game. This is game 1 of week 2, day 2. We will be on the blue side. EVOS SG will be on the red side.
And so far, when we look into the meta, there's a lot of Groks been banned out as well. Sometimes they also slip off that Selena. So first ban of the day. We'll have to see.
I think Selena has to be taken out. It's crazy. I was in Gushin. You know what? It's fine. I'm okay with Gushin. But Selena has to be banned out. The Abyssal Arrow is just too crazy. That stun just kills off how far you are. And if you can get a long-range stun, that is just a perfect hero for a team, for any Singaporean team, because you can pick your fights. And that's what you want to do. You can see Hellcrit betting out, EVOS SG betting out Hellcrit. He just brings a lot of utility. Dark Knight Falls just turns off the lights for every team. You kind of panic a little bit.
Even the passive itself,
yeah, actually, the silence is so ridiculous, right? So I think it's understandable so far. All's well. So far, solid bans.
So far, we'll have to see what will be the third ban that will be coming out, and that's going to be a jaw hit. So will they possibly just let the Grok slip away from the bans, or will they open up the Selena? Because they have to choose between two demons here to be played with.
I feel like maybe you don't ban either, so you guarantee yourself one hit, one pick here.
That's
maybe you can see a Lancelot getting banned out, but it all depends on how EVOS SG plays. Will they want to go for something that they're more comfortable with, or will they be like, you know what? Let's play the tactical role, right? Don't ban anything. Ban away a Lancelot, something like that, so that you keep all these, you know, S-tier picks.
Perhaps a Hayabusa.
Maybe Hayabusa as well. You have a lot of top-tier picks still not banned yet. I suspect maybe something like a, Minotaur. So they're leaving all the OP picks open. A lot of teams actually do this because they're on the red side, right? They can get 2 picks on their first rotation, so they're okay. You know what? You can get that Grok if you want to. You just we'll just respawn with 2 picks. That's all.
And that's the beauty of the drafting phase, because on the red side you will have 2 instant picks. So we almost now have a really hard decision. Will they go in for Assassin first? They still have the Selena, so they will
Selena,
go in for that.
It's an easy pick. You know, you don't even think about it. Selena's just so strong. The utility, the damage, she's so slippery. But look at EVOS. Straight away, logging the Grok like you said, and there's still so much more. Bane. I wouldn't think Bane would be a first pick for them, but I guess it's understandable, right? Bane is just such a good all-around hero. He split pushes well, he team fights well, and it sort of falls in line with what EVOS wants to do. You know, they want a team fight, so it's good.
Because when you pick a Bane, you can slowly scale towards the late game once you get all your big items like the 7 Cs, and eventually when you go into fights on the Lord, Grok will always be the front line.
Oh, this is what I want to see.
Is that another carry coming into the table? It is going to be a carry.
I want to see this. I'm so excited to cast this. Please lock it in. Please lock it in. Please lock it in. Please lock it in. He's going to lock it in. You know what? Why not start off with some long games? Why not start off with a marksman carry game locked in? We almost saying that, you know what? So you played a pretty good carry, but let me show you how we do it Malaysian style.
Yes, the Malaysian style, it's really straightforward. Go in for pickoffs, go in for all these small skirmishes, and that Cho will be a really good person to actually go in for.
This is so clear.
Oh my goodness.
This is so clear what EVOS wants to do. They want a split push. They want to make this 1-3-1, right? Bane, Hayabusa, make it split the team up so that they don't get this team fight, so they can split push. Hayabusa and Bane, they push so well on themselves. You know, Hayabusa, they have the quad shadow to just run away, and Bane with that deadly catch ultimate just pushes the lane so quickly. And when you have Grok and Raphaelia, you sustain so hard. It's so hard to kill you guys because you have heals and you have a wall to just block things out.
Can you just imagine like all the damage being chunked out on the Grok and Raphaelia just
heal,
constantly just press a couple of buttons and his health will go just back up. But that's going to be a Lancelot as well as a high loss over on the hands of We Will. Now, you do have a solid front line.
Yes,
and
this is a complete team composition coming in. This is the most basic team comp. You have one mage, one fighter, one assassin, one marksman, and one tank. This is, you know, open up the textbook, search for a dictionary, a normal Mobile Legends team composition. This is what you'll see. I like it from Real World, they're going standard, but EVOS, what will they respond for this? They can just pick something in another assassin maybe, or even a marksman if they want to. It's all up to them because they are so flexible in this pick. Looks like they're going for the Vexana. If they locked it in, this just shows me even more that they don't want to really team fight because Vexana, they do really well in clearing out the lanes, right? You have your Charm Scepter and your ultimate, the Cursed Oath, right?
Yeah, the Cursed Oath will definitely turn the fights around. If you can take one member,
it from carry.
Especially when you take down the carry, her passive will definitely shred out all these members from the side of Wii Will. So they really have to be careful with that. Now, looking into this whole drafting phase, we got to make predictions here. Who will take the first game?
It's all about that early game. Who will be the one that actually just accelerates her? Who will get the first blood? Who will get the rotations off first? If EVOS gets the first kill off from themselves and get that snowball running, it will be EVOS all the way. Because look at Wii World's team comp. They want to drag it out. They want that carry to be fat. Even Lancelot, in a way, needs kind of a couple of items before he does a lot of damage. So that is the main thing. You need to make sure that, hey, Real World, don't do anything stupid. Just wait and chill. This is a perfect team comp because you have good peel with the Cho. You can just use the Weight of Dragon to stop and engage. But EVOS, they want to ramp things up. And you know what? Enough theory crafting. This is the first game of the day. We will be on the blue side. EVOS will be on the red side. And Contra, what are you thinking?
Man, oh my, I love the drafting phase here because from the side of Wheel Worlds as well, you can see a sort of a balance. When you go into the early game, you have the Cho.
See, this is, look at this. This is what I'm talking. They want to amp things up. They want to make sure that they get the acceleration in the team comp. Don't let Ryu rest any easy. Odie Bambi, he's fine. You know, he's the Vexana. He can just use his skills to farm from far range. But EVOS, they need to deny as much resources as possible because if Ryu just leisurely farms on their own pace, they will be able to ramp up this game so much more quickly.
And for the side of Wii Worlds, they need to get the Selena as well as Cho snowballing, and late game, it's going to be the Lancelot show. So this is going to be some rotations. Actually, getting cut out now.
Yeah, I don't think they'll actually die for this, but if you just look at the mid lane, right? Carry has nothing to farm because the whole jungle has been taken out away from EVOS SFG. I like this. This is what EVOS needs to do. Mihawk, he's just lost. He's just walking up, down, left, right because he doesn't know what to do. There is nothing to farm.
Yeah, and I like the formation of Wii on Wolves. They sent 2-2-1 formation, and they're just trying to suppress some of these members. Shank getting caught out.
Yes, but meanwhile, first blood actually went to the top side. Cho did go down. Mihawk will get trapped up. But the Shadow Step from Mihawk will make sure that he goes off safely. But looks like Real World, good pickoff there. I'm not really sure what happened. So, getting caught out a little bit. I think maybe an Abyssal Arrow landed and then they just dived in.
Yeah, I could possibly predict that. And it's really important to shut down the Hayabusa, but this might just be a kill over
they want to
bottom lane.
They dive to the top lane and X-Ray will go down. It will be a retribution and they will put on a good amount of damage onto the tower. They won't be able to take it up because they don't have any minions. And so, look, he's really lost now. He's just trying to get as much experience as possible. Get that farm, right? Unlock that ultimate. They just want experience at the moment.
And now they're just trying to suppress Audio Bambi in the mid lane, but she's making a really solid push. They also push out a lot of damage over onto two members from the side of the They will be able to secure the bottom lane tower, but they will trade it on the top lane.
Yeah, what they're going to do now is that they're going to rotate that 3-man squad to the top side so that they can get an advantage. But meanwhile, Audio Bambi will need to flicker out. Winsmoke trying to get the angle for the Way of the Dragon. Will not be able to get it. Looks like they're going to force out. And look at that. You know what? EVOS actually is like, okay guys, you don't want your tower? Let me just keep on pushing. Deadly catch on the side of Potato. Puts out a lot of damage. But now, here comes the old world. They want to go for fight. Widow Dragon does not kick him into his team. Rather kissing to the safety, and EVOS, they're just mad in this fight. Shanks taking a lot of ammunition there, but looks like they're gonna dive. Kolia uses the wild charge, doesn't land onto any key targets. They need to back off this because they're not really doing anything. They're not really achieving it, but looks like Hylos will be going down. That's the first one. Mihawk is so low, Tick 2 kills, and Dragon will go down as well. And just like that, suddenly, EVOS Singapore, they have the momentum, they have the members, and they have the turret.
My oh my, quite a big blunder coming in from the
They're
side of
going for inhibs. This is 3 minutes in. Wait a second. This game is much faster than I expected. We waited so long for 3 minutes. This is going to be the first inhibitor. Come on, EVOS. Take it down. One more hit. There you go. And now they're going for more. They're not emptying it. Korea in the frying lines. They take off another kill. The horsey goes down. And they want more. Miho, he's solo. He has the charm sector. The nether swamp will not take it. And now EVOS, what are we going to take away? Miho does have his ghost on. Will they end the game? No way! No way! They have the minions! They have the merit!
Will they go in for it?
Minute study! This is record breaking! The Nexus is half out, but they need to back out. There is no damage. They don't think they'll be out. Looks like now EVOS gonna pay the price for just overstaying. JPL playing ring around the rosy with X-Ray, but yeah, you're gonna go down. And Oh dear Bambi, the arrow, sayonara, goodbye, good night.
What a showing
But
from
you
the
know
side
what?
of EVOS Esports.
If Ami was SG, I'm pretty okay with that. You know what?
I'm totally alright. Look at their base. It's being opened up and there's so much damage over onto the base already. Hayabusa still pushing over the top side, but they kind of overextended. They overstayed for way too long.
Smoke gets knocked up. Ooh, power of nature was charged up, but here comes So. He wants his retribution, but he's the one that gets caught out. What are you doing, Desteven? You need to walk away. Oh my god. A little bit of over eagerness, you know. He got solo queued off. Maybe he wanted some retribution. A little bit of an overstep there.
Yeah, and looks like the Cho will be able to pick out with the way of the dragon. Now they're hiding in the jungle. They may be able to secure the turtle if they want to, but they're going in for more invades here.
4-man strong call down. Where's that tree, man? There it is. And Miho gets twisted up, and he's gonna go down immediately. And Shanks will follow suit. And guess what? They have minions. They can push if they want to. And that's the charm scepter. It will land. And that's 3 members down. Let's not go down. Make it 4. The last remaining member is Whisper. That's the 4 magic Kundo. But I don't think it's enough because the Nexus is in their eyes. And just like that, we waited for 15 minutes on this game. And it concluded in 5 minutes. That's efficiency coming in from EVOS Esports.
It's clear cut, straight to the point. They made sure that they just focus on to the objectives, crushing through the bottom lane, and this game will go over onto EVOS. One of the fastest games that we see
these
this season.
These allies are indeed great. EVOS Esports. Unfortunately, So kind of the feeder today, you know, didn't really play his part, but wow. Just wow.
I'm lost for words here. You can see, looking into the KDA, you can see the teamwork coming on from the side of EVOS Esports, with most of the damage being dealt by the Vexana over the mid lane, as well as JPL.
Don't throw that damage stat out. There's no such thing as damage when it's a 5-minute game.
Yeah.
Come on, wait. I want to talk to So here, okay? You did 2% damage. You need to rethink your life choices. You did less damage than your support.
Yeah, so that's kind of questionable.
I'm disappointed in you, So. You know, he's a really nice guy, you know. I really like him, but I'm disappointed in you. I just want to put that out there.
But I'm not disappointed at how they did. Let's have a look into some of these replays here.
This is what we're talking about, right? Even in the draft, we said, if this game go late game, it will be re-owned war because they have the carry. They have the marksman. They have the potential to just pop up. But what EVOS does is like, you know what? We'll just end the game as fast as we can. 5 minutes. They just kept on pushing. They pushed the boundaries one after the other. They tried to pick things off, but you know, they even got Mihawk there. That was huge, right? They got this huge. If they ended here, I would have lost my mind. I think this studio, I will flip this table and then you see a
that will be a new world record.
This will be like
3 minutes.
a tableless studio because it was insane. You know, unfortunately, EVOS, they couldn't do it. They had to back off, obviously. JPL tried to go, but this was damage done because suddenly, when it's 3 minutes in, you have super minions cocking into your base. It's so hard because you don't have the items, you don't have even the skills to kill them off. And yeah, this was so just... You know the funny thing, this is a highlight.
Yeah.
But basically the whole game was highlight because the game was so short.
Exactly. So, well,
this is just real-time play. And you can see Kolia, this was just way too... They're too behind here. They couldn't do anything whatsoever. This was just great team play. And thankfully, you know, I really like EVOS. They're really nice guys, and I'm happy for that win. But we overall, they need to rethink their strategy. They just lost the momentum a little bit, right? They had a solid draft, like I said. They drafted well, but it was just a couple of mistakes. They are by no means a bad team or anything like that.
Exactly. I don't think that they're ready for that.
That was just out of the... Honestly, that's not really Real World's mistake. Rather, I would call it into EVOS SG's good place.
Definitely. And of course, looking at this performance, what can we on Wolves actually do about
They
this?
need to rethink that strategy. Maybe they're just going to be like, hey guys, don't go for the late game. Go for the early game team composition. Go like, maybe...
I think that would be a wiser choice.
They've been training this, I understand. It's a solid composition, but they need to think, okay, it's not been working out. Let's try something else. Go for those assassins instead. Don't pick that carry anymore. Pick maybe a Gusion or even a Lancelot, even though it's banned out this time. Try another assassin. Even a Martis, who was left untouched this series, is quite weird enough. Maybe that's what I do. If I'm EVOS, hey, just do the same thing. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yes.
But yeah, that's game 1. Remember, this is the best of 3 series, so we can still come back, and I firmly believe that they can come back, right? They have a point to prove, and I think they are really hungry for the second win. We will go on a really, really short break. Just to remind everyone, MPL Season 2 is brought to you by Moontoon and EGG Network. Thank you so much for making this happen. My name is Matthew, his name is Contra, and hopefully we get a longer game next time.
Yeah, we'll see you in a bit.
The thought of vengeance burns me. Death is quiet and pleasant. Death is quiet.
You have slain unstoppable! You have slain.
The spear of destiny hit me. I long for peace in the heart.
Killing spree. You have slain an enemy. You have slain an enemy has been slain. Shut down.
Everyone.
An enemy has been slain. You have slain an enemy.
Download for free. Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Hero Spotlight where we introduce the latest heroes of Mobile Legends. This week we are releasing the infamous Lord of Thieves, Cloud, and his simian sidekick, Dexter. As the Land of Dawn's King of Thieves, Cloud is a mischievous and sneaky fellow who can steal practically anything. In fact, with the help of his trusty sidekick Dexter, Cloud has never failed a job. After going to great lengths to acquire Mr. Rooney's mysterious device, Cloud made quite a few enemies and has no choice but to join the battlefield. As the Lord of Thieves, Cloud is ridiculously difficult for enemies to catch. In the off chance that Cloud and Dexter find themselves caught in the tight scuffle, they are able to unleash a devastating barrage of gunfire upon enemies to make a great escape. For his first skill, Cloud robs his enemies of movement and attack speed within a fan-shaped area, dealing physical damage in the process. If the crowd control of this skill wasn't enough, Cloud gains a certain amount of the movement and attack speed he robbed from enemy units, although the precise amount depends on the number of enemy units affected. Cloud can get a higher buff if he steals movement and attack speed from enemy heroes, so keep that in mind. Using this skill, Cloud can ensure that he can move freely while hindering his enemies, thus creating a safer environment for him to eliminate enemies. As for his second skill, Cloud uses Mr. Rooney's device to summon a mirror image of Dexter, which auto-attacks enemy units. Activating the skill again allows Cloud to instantly teleport.
And welcome back to the MPL Season 2, brought to you by Moontoon as well as EGG Network. We see an explosive Game 1, and of course, before we forget, let me introduce ourselves once again. My name is Contra, here with me is Camo. We've just seen an explosive Game 1 in the hands of
Explosive is
Evos.
not the word that even deserves to be
It was
used
quick.
to describe that game. That was quick, that was rapid, that is not in my vocabulary to explain because it was just out of this world. EVOS Esports just continuing the momentum. But you know what? Following the theme of being quick, let's be quick again because we're in the draft.
We're already in the draft, and it's going to be EVOS over on the blue side, WOW on the red. Now, I think that we almost need to change things up so much.
They need to do it. And you know, I'm actually quite impressed that they just started the game so quickly. If they need to just rethink. Even I'm not over that first game yet. It just feels like I just blinked and game 1 was over because it was so quick. And now, real world, right? This is where they earn their big bucks. This is where they can prove that they are a good team. If they can just redraft everything and make sure that, hey, okay, you know what? We figured out what's wrong. And this is how we should play. Then it will be saying that this is a good team. So the makings of a good team and a great team is being able to come back from that kind of deficit, from that kind of beating, and put on a good performance.
We've seen quite a big comeback from different teams, but now we own Wolves definitely have to prove it to us. We've already have a Hellkirk ban alongside with Selena. So this is pretty standard so far.
And Minotaur as well. I understand that EVOS thinks that Minotaur's a really a big pick, and it just controls the team fight so well, right? Once you hit level 4, the Minion Fury, the ultimate with that 3 hits, it just buys so much time for a team, and it just sets up so well for any other follow-up. So I understand that EVO saying that, hey, maybe we don't ban the meta picks, we ban out picks that we think that would disrupt against our combination. Now, if they ban these two things out, I firmly agree that they're going to pick the same draft. And like I said, straight away ban Bane being first pick because they want to play another quick game.
We can see from most Singaporean squads, they prioritize Bane a lot as the first pick for good reasons. We see them just throwing out the deadly catch over on the towers, melting it down immediately, but that leaves Gusion on the table for the side of Wolves as well as the Jawhead. So I'm excited to see this.
This is where, you know, World, they finally get their own picks because remember, the first game, they banned out these 2 heroes themselves. Jawhead does extremely well in the early game because of the ejector as well as smart missiles, because if you're one-running him, it's really hard because smart missiles does so much damage, and at least this will slow down the push coming in from EVOS if they do indeed use the same strategy.
Yes, and definitely when you use the Gusion, you can also use him as a split pusher as well. And later on, he will be quite a threat towards EVOS Esports, but we'll have to see what they will be picking up. We've seen a lot of Degi in the past, but will they play a slower game? I don't think so, because what worked for them in the past game, that's going to be another carry coming into play.
You know what?
And speak about the Degi. There we go.
I got you, so he's like, hey Matthew, you just called me up. I'm going to show you what he can do. But jokes aside, So is a really good marksman player. Maybe that last game, Hayabusa wasn't his comfort pick, right? So he's going to be like, hey, let me pick carry, let me pick that marksman. Now they see that Jawhead, they see that Gusion, so they understand they can't push so quickly because they have good wave clear, right? Gusion with that Shadow Blade Slaughter, they can just fan out against the minions and clear out really, really quickly, as well as Jawhead with the smart missiles. So they're changing it down. Now they're playing a bit more team comp. This is the classic Singapore meta. And now, on the other hand, looks like Real World, they're happy to play team fight as well because they have the Angel and they have the Hylos. So the last pick could be a marksman still.
I do think that they can pick a marksman or a mage if they want to, if they still want to play slightly towards mid to late, but I'm liking what I see so far. This might just be one of the first few Angela picks that we see to the tables. Not exactly the most meta. We've seen a lot of Kaya coming into play.
Yeah.
And speaking of Kaya, looks like EVOS might just want to go in for this one as a front line for themselves. With the Divine Judgment, he can't catch out some of these members, especially if they can catch Gusion, it'll be really important.
I want to see what We Own World picks here. They can pick another fighter, they can pick another assassin. If they want to be a little bit more traditional, they can also pick a marksman here. Something like a Leslie works as well because it kind of fits into both. Or even, I don't know, a lot of picks are still available, but it looks like they want to go for that infamous Natalia, right? Because Natalia is sort of a Malaysian pick more than a Singaporean pick because you don't really see Singaporean teams pick up Natalia because they don't think it's really worth it. Because Natalia, she's sort of like a pseudo marksman, right? Because you need those items and he's really auto-attack based. But the problem is that he needs to be in your face to do that damage. But Real World, this is the pick. No, Natalia was the pick that knocked out MYA in that wildcard qualifier, so they know how to use Natalia. The real question is whether they can bring it up against EVOS Esports Singapore, and to add to that, after losing a 5-minute game against them.
Yes, definitely quite a big blow towards We Own Wolves, but EVOS Esports with this whole lineup, I think that there's a fair balance of damages as well as sustain. So looking into this, I think that EVOS Esports may just go in with a 2-0 if they play this out correctly. But looking at We Own Wolves draft, you can say that they're in their conflict picks, having that Natalia.
Yeah, having a Natalia, whether they can actually go for it and see those assassin picks. This is what I was talking about. Play that comp that you're more comfortable with. And now, let's see how both teams can just execute their own strategy. Man, Contra, like today's just really, really quick. Everything's just like bam. Because this is game 2. EVOS Esports Singapore going up against We Own World. EOS will be on the blue side, and We Own World will be on the red side.
It just feels like ultra rapid fire here in the studios here. But looking into this, both teams are playing it relatively safely. They're just fanning out in their own territories of the jungle. But Natalia has already been proxying the wave, pulling it out, as Hylos will be able to spot out JPL at the side.
Haya can't really do anything about it. He'll use his Ring of Punishment, but that's about it. He can't do anything. Vince Smoke is there. He'll just try to get as much XP as possible. That's the goal of JPL in this thing.
And looking into the bottom lane, you can see that Bane has already managed to clear off the entire wave. Mihawk just reaching in time. And they've already sent out a couple of members just to roam around to spot out some members of We Own World roaming around. So, very good rotations. But like Sana, quite a big potential threat when you move into the mid game here. Especially Bambi, he is known to play almost every single mage in the game.
Yeah, that's true. And I want to see what will happen in that mid game, because EVOS has 4 members here. And looks like We Own World, they're going to get baited in. Here comes the reverse time. He will pull in Shanks, but it looks like the flicker gets used by Mihawk. They're not done. Once again, EVOS, even though they have the marksman, they are going aggressive. Gushon gets pulled in. There is the bomb. Can it land? No, it's the answer. Mihawk might get, but the ejector will push Potato into the turret. Mihawk will go down, and the first one goes into zone, but they're not done. Shanks, why are you walking out? He walked out of turret range and he just died off. But now here comes the carry from We Own World. How many kills will go down? 2 so far. Make it 3 because Potato will be the sacrificial lamb. But Vince Smoke, his ghost is there, but so
close, almost taking down Soul right there, and that is a long dive.
X-ray, seeing true. Can he go for it? No, he doesn't get it. And now they might turn it around. Kolya uses the reverse time, pulls back X-ray, and just simple auto attacks.
Kolya was just so clutch. He came in with a reverse time, saving his own teammate, and now they have to reset. There's more action over the top lane here. They've already purchased a couple of boots to roam around, but Shanks and Mihawk will be trying to keep this Kaya suppressed over the top lane.
This is a game.
Over the bottom side, that dive from EVOS was so efficient. And let's elaborate a little bit more. They go back into chase from the side of the Gushon. Dragon just try to get a couple more kills, but overextending, forced to pay the price.
Stick gets forced. Divine Judgment! Beautiful ultimate into the flicker, but the ejector will be there. But Kolya uses reverse time, will put in Dragon. The Charm Scepter is there. Angela uses a hard gut just to give a little bit extra shield, and now JPL, he gets turned around. He will go down instead. Looks like the ultimate, the time journey from Diggy will not be enough. Dragon, he gets pushed in, but that could not be the perfect decision because he goes down himself, and now Mihawk will get turned around. The time bomb is there. Diggy picks up another one. Oh my god, Contra. This is just fight after fight after fight, and they want more. Kolya, the Diggy.
Really dangerous position to be in.
That's a hungry bird. He wants some kills, but Potato.
Speaking of hungry, they're gonna get one for themselves for the side of We Own Wolves. They're diving in the Bane, getting 1 kill, but they've lost so much resources in that short amount of time, and We Own Wolves still have this decision-making mistakes coming in. You see the Jahid throwing a member in, and he made
a little bit of iffy play.
Yeah,
but,
questionable.
I understand that mentality, right? They want to accelerate, they want to get that kill, and especially after a game like Game 1, you want that confidence back, and that's what We Own Wolves do. They're getting kills, they're making plays. I like this. At least they're trying things out instead of being really passive.
Definitely, and that sort of still paid the price. They're just only 1,000, 2,000 behind. Looks like there might just be another fight here in this river.
Is there, but Diggy uses the ultimate. Their soul is in the front line, doing so much damage. This is free hit for days. He gets 1 kill. He wants a little bit more, but he's already mega 4 kills to his name. And yep, definitely making up for the last game.
He's just snowballing out of control right now. One more turret down, and they're going for the second one as well. Gushing being pulled back, and that's going to be Dragon out of play.
And out of play, but Shanks is there. The hard guard was not enough, so he's tanking the tower. He's doing what he can. He won't go up. He's in between two We members. Potato, can you soul this? Can you 1v2? Where is it? There goes the Ram. Pushes it into the face of Natalia.
Flickering in.
Uses the Law and Order, will get the stun, and Diggy just escorting the Potato. I don't think it's going to be enough. Ooh.
Almost sniping off Shanks at the back though.
Almost. Close.
That was a really good call, but that's all that EVOS can pull out. So they managed to take down the bottom lane tower. They opened up some part of the map. Now, everyone will be resetting this once more. They need to re-strategize. And from what it seems to me, now that the bottom lane is open, they have more potential to roam. So We Own Wolves actually sent out some members over the top side. Gushing will be rotating pretty well, but over on the mid lane here, they're setting up a little bit of a...
We have to remember, Contra, always remember this, that Soul is on that carry, and he has already, if I'm not mistaken, 4 kills. If this Observer can just pull up the item really quick. Yeah, 4 kills. He's already completed his jungle item. He's going for the endless battle, and once he has that, he will do so much. Interestingly, he's not going for the golden staff. Meanwhile, Shanks gets pulled in. He has a chance at there. He will go down, and Vince Smoke's there. Look at Diggy, beautiful ultimate, covering all his teammates, and he's just giving that shield, giving that sustain, and he will be able to win that fight. They want more. Mihawk gets the chance at on it. He will get stunned up. He'll get CC up. Meanwhile, Natalia doing a lot of work in that back line, and he won't just walk away, but Soul is here. He picks up 1 kill for himself. Dragon forced to run tail. Natalia is there on the side of X-Ray. What will he do? Pops the smoke screen, and now he's gonna walk away. Soul uses the ultimate. Oh, so actually uses a shadow stab into the turret range, but looks like the Angela ultimate will make sure that they don't fall up anymore from it, and they get the turret.
Looks like the Angela came back in time, but I think that's not the best decision to actually go in for fights. They get caught up by EVOS Esports, and eventually just having all these members scattered, Natalia was nowhere to be seen. And she decides, hey, maybe I could find somebody and try to pick that off.
Endless battle already completed, and interestingly enough, he might go for a Phantom. I'm not sure. Could be there's a lot of options on the side. I want to see him go for the golden staff because it just procs so well with his passage, because every third auto attack you apply 2 stacks of your auto attack, and it just rapidly takes his passage so quick. But Mihawk Shank just gets deleted immediately. Mihawk is there. Oh no way. You need to run away from that fight. Gushing doing what he can. Dragon tried to do the damage, but it will not be enough. Vispo gets chased up. Potato pushes the Rum in front of the face. Natalia will pick up it, but killing spree on the side of Soul. Just fights after fights after fights, and they're not even done. Oh dear, Bambi.
The Soul is still chasing in. Dragon will be safe for now, but Vexana pulling off really great plays all around. And we have to take note that Bambi hasn't even completed his items yet. Once he gets concentrated energy and the rest,
he only has
he's going to blow people up.
He only has the Enchanted Totem at the moment. It don't really do much, and JPL uses the Gale Force, tries to, but look at that. This is the strength of the base. Pop your ultimate, and that turret is gone immediately. Oh, Natalia. Oh, he's gonna be fishy.
Trying to scout out some of these members
delicious. Here. He's basically a mobile ward at the moment, just trying to get some information. And but they don't even need any information because they see all 5 members of EVOS walking into the bottom side jungle. They are sticking as a unit, and Soul is the main carry. And now Glorious Pathway gets popped. They want to fight, but Natalia is in the back line. He's a perfect ultimate. But look at Mega Kill. Goes on this could be the perfect ultimate, but X-Ray, he's just getting bursted down. And Soul says no. He gets the kill himself. And he gets what? He's still full health. A triple kill. Make it a maniac. Oh my god. Come on. I want to see those 5 kills. Mihawk, the passive is there. One more time. There goes the Shadow Step. There goes the kill. And Savage. Soul, I'm sorry for doubting you because you have fully redeemed yourself this game.
And they will crush right into the high grounds here. Endless battle being bought by Mihawk, but that doesn't mean anything at all. There's still a lot of time for them to actually come back alive, but this is going to be Vince trying his best to clear out.
Tanking it up, but it doesn't matter. Soul is legendary, both in gameplay as well in kills, and that is the 2nd game going to EVOS Singapore. Might not be as quick, but surely is as dominant as game 1.
They are decisive in every single play that they make, and everything started fine and dandy until all these fights happened over the bottom lane. They dive in, they managed to pick up 2 members, lost a couple of few when they overstayed for a little bit. But fights after fights, We Own Wolves just couldn't answer all of these response, and they definitely fell out.
I mean, I don't even need to look at his screen to know who carried that game.
Definitely going to be Soul.
ridiculous play. And oh, that's actually quite interesting. Look at it. Natalia has 100% turret damage because he was the only one that did any turret damage on the side of your war. But EVOS coming out to play, saying that week 1 was a fluke. That this is a true EVOS. 2-0 both their games, once against Flash Tyrants, one of the favorites of the tournament, and now against We Own World. Finally breaking that egg against Malaysian team. Singapore finally on the board.
Yeah, and speaking of breaking that egg, the Digi was really important as well.
Yep.
Alongside with Kaya, they just were always in the front line. Let's have a look into this team fight. They managed to pick off Mihawk for the first blood, and eventually Shang will definitely fall towards the Vixana as well. And Vinceville,
they tried to salvage the, and to be fair, they did really well. But look at that. If you look at the top side of the screen, Soul is soloing up the high loft. He picked up another kill for himself, if I'm not mistaken, and that was it. Soul was so fast, and this was so close. If Soul just doesn't get that kill, he just slows down so quickly. Another one is over here. Kolia coming in clutch with that reverse time as well as the time bomb, just stunning it up. And so picking up another one. Remember, all these kills, they add up. That's why he was so strong in those team fights.
definitely snowballing him into victory. And now we see, look at this team fight once more over the second tier 2. And this is Angelo just...
Potato just coming.
Yeah, like he managed to turn it around, pick that one up with the crab claw cannon, but this big team fight in the mid lane definitely went in the favor of Evo.
See, I understand the mentality behind We All Work, because they said, hey, carries in the top lane, let's just try and fight this out. But they didn't have that gushing with them. They were just... because they were the one that engaged it with that glorious pathway on the side of Pylos. But they were the one that caught out. They don't have that damage because Gushing wasn't there. Natalia was still a while away, and the fight was so long. And the end, even this is the same thing. This is a perfect setup. But where's your members? Look at Angela and the Gushing. They're on the top side. If they grouped it up, we might have a chance to win that fight because Natalia had perfect positioning, right?
Yeah.
They were all 5 members there. If they clumped up, that could have been a one-team fight. But so, whew. That was really good play. And you know what? He deserved that Maniac. He deserves it. He played really, really well.
Definitely deserving that.
The save Savage as well at the end of it.
I think that he probably will be the MVP for both
games
in the row.
I don't think so. That game 1 was pretty iffy.
Yeah, true enough.
If I have some friendly advice for you, so maybe don't pick Hayabusa again. Because you look really good on Marksman.
Yeah, so looking at all these carry picks, I like for the fact that Marksman has been coming back into the table. We've seen so many of these weeks with Assassins in recent tournaments, but now we will need to take a short break, and when we come back, we will bring you more big games and tell us about those games.
Yeah, but that game is going to be Arizon against Mystic Burden. That is the Clash of the Titans, the 2 invited teams from Malaysia battling it out. And I want to see this. These are giants fighting things out. Both have big swords, but which one is bigger? Which one will be stronger and which one will be almightier? We will come back really shortly. But just want to remind everyone, MPL Season 2 is brought to you by EG Network as well as Mountain. My name is Matthew. His name is Contra. See you in a bit.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Hero Spotlight where we introduce the latest heroes of Mobile Legends. This week we are releasing the infamous Lord of Thieves, Cloud, and his simian sidekick, Dexter. As the Land of Dawn's King of Thieves, Cloud is a mischievous and sneaky fellow who can steal practically anything. In fact, with the help of his trusty sidekick Dexter, Cloud has never failed a job. After going to great lengths to acquire Mr. Rooney's mysterious device, Cloud made quite a few enemies and has no choice but to join the battlefield. As the Lord of Thieves, Cloud is ridiculously difficult for enemies to catch. In the off chance that Cloud and Dexter find themselves caught in the tight scuffle, they are able to unleash a devastating barrage of gunfire upon enemies to make a great escape. For his first skill, Cloud robs his enemies of movement and attack speed within a fan-shaped area, dealing physical damage in the process. If the crowd control of this skill wasn't enough, Cloud gains a certain amount of the movement and attack speed he robbed from enemy units, although the precise amount depends on the number of enemy units affected. Cloud can get a higher buff if he steals movement and attack speed from enemy heroes, so keep that in mind. Using this skill, Cloud can ensure that he can move freely while hindering his enemies, thus creating a safer environment for him to eliminate enemies. As for his second skill, Cloud uses Mr. Rooney's device to summon a mirror image of Dexter, which auto-attacks enemy units. Activating the skill again allows Cloud to instantly teleport to the mirror Dexter's location, indeed making Cloud quite difficult to catch. Dexter's mirror image deals physical damage and carries the effects of his basic attacks. This skill is highly flexible and is great for when Cloud wants to make an epic attack or a dashing retreat. Try using the skill to break into enemy lines, then activate Cloud's ultimate for a devastating attack. Using the skill, even if Cloud's ultimate is not ready, will also throw enemies off balance, as he cuts in and out of the skirmish. Now for Cloud's ultimate. He and Dexter join together in an explosive 360-degree attack that deals continuous physical damage to at most 2 enemy units. This skill also carries the effects of basic attacks and gives Cloud a temporary shield. Any attack speed buffs will increase the hits of damage dealt. Using Cloud's ultimate with equipment items that buff the effects of basic attacks, such as Golden Staff, can result in massive damage against enemy units. Regarding the 2-target limitation, we highly recommend to only use Cloud's ultimate when there are only 2 enemy heroes nearby, for greater damage. Also, be sure to take advantage of the added shield to launch a deadly counterattack against enemies. Finally, for his passive, Cloud's partner in crime, Dexter, will help him attack, dealing bonus damage to Cloud's targets. Keep in mind, this passive carries the bonus effects of basic attacks. Therefore, we highly recommend Cloud to equip items that buff the effects of basic attacks. As for the equipment items, we recommend the following 3 sets. Cloud's passive and ultimate are both highly dependent on basic attack effects. Thus, Golden Staff is a perfect pick. Cloud, being able to deal 2 hits of damage, can easily activate the effects of Golden Staff. In terms of emblem sets, we highly recommend everyone to use the Marksman emblem set, which provides strong lifesteal effects and DPS buffs, all of which are great with Cloud's nature. As for talents, definitely try using Greed, Swift, and Weakness Finder. In fact, definitely use Weakness Finder as it greatly helps Cloud when exerting crowd control and reaping. For battle spells, we recommend using Inspire. In our eyes, there is no better battle spell for Cloud's heavy focus on DPS. Cloud sneakily takes down an enemy tower, enemies closing in on his location. Cloud cleverly uses the Art of Thievery to slow down the enemies. He summons a mirror image and immediately teleports away from Johnson and Aurora's dangerous attacks. What a clutch move. Now Lancelot and Freyr coming in hot. Cloud activates his devastating ultimate and eliminates both of them. Cloud switches positions with the mirror image once again to dodge another of Johnson's attacks. Cloud eliminates Aurora and Layla as they attempt to escape. Johnson's rushing back into the skirmish, but is no match for Cloud's hit and run shots. Wow, a pentakill. And that's Mobile Legends' latest hero, Cloud, coming soon for 599 diamonds or 32,000 battle points. Make sure to take advantage of the 30% launch week discount. And until next time, we'll be seeing you in the Land of Dawn.
Download for free Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
Hi everyone, we meet again in this new episode of Mobile Legends Hero Spotlight. In this episode...
And welcome back everybody to the MPL Season 2. This is going to be the Battle of the Titans at Asia Saiyan versus Mystic Burden. My name is Contra. Here alongside with me is Matthew Camu Chan.
Oh man, I actually need to calm down because the game 1 was fast, the game 2 was just fast paced. Because even though game 2 was a little bit longer, but it was fights after fights after fights. And man, before I go on to that, I want to share on a bit of information on the event that we're having at the moment.
Yeah, and tell us more about that.
So, okay, guys, if you log on to Mobile Legends client at the moment, there's an event called 818. So it's just a small little symbol, a small little icon next to the map that you always see in the middle screen. Click on it, and this is how you can get Valeric, the newest hero on Mobile Legends. And this is the only way to get it, okay? That means in the future, you cannot even buy it.
Man, you're telling me that I can't even buy it?
You can't even buy it in the future. So the event starts from today and for 8 days. So right here, thank you so much, Reduction. So you can see these are the things that you need to do. You can request help. Nice little tree day. Come on, guys. You want to make sure that tree blossoms. Okay, so you can log in to get one
slowly
Poland,
nurture him,
complete a rank game, do all this fun stuff. After 30 magic Polands is what they're called, you can get a free hero.
And you gotta make sure you complete that. Just get 30 magic Polands and Valorant
Across
is
8
yours
days. Across 8 days.
for free.
Yes, for free. But okay, enough about that. Let's talk about today's game. And this is the second game of the day. Air Asia saying against Mystic Burden. Like you said, this is the battle of the titans. The two top teams from Malaysia, from the last season, of course, not discounting this season at the moment. They have a point to prove. Both teams are undefeated. Both teams are, I think, 2-1 each. Sorry, Air Asia saying won 2 games and Mystic Burden won 1 game. This is where, you know, if I'm Air Asia saying I want to cement myself as kings of Malaysia. And you know what? Let's see what they have to say about MPL.
Kami daripada Asia Sayan. Kita orang nampak yang Solos ada potential bila dia bermain dekat MYA dulu. So, one day bila Hawkeye start nak retired, kita orang pun, how about kita ambil Solos and make him a Sayan too. Kita orang ada 2 juga tanker, iaitu Gripex dan Hawkeye. So, bila Hawkeye pergi pindah kepada coach, kita orang ada lagi 1 tanker, Gripex. And then mid laner kita orang bertukar kepada fighter, iaitu Rush. And then Solos jadi mid laner kita orang. Our biggest opponent that we quite scared to meet is probably Evos and Bigatron SG. Because they are very versatile. They have a lot of strategies in their mind that sometimes we can't handle. Their players are full of top players, and Malaysian team, probably our sisters team, Sang Reborn, since we met them in ranked games and they are quite strong. We can see their potential.
Saya rasa kita orang untuk persediaan lah, bagi saya 8/10 lah, sebab dalam bila kita orang training ni, kita orang ada beberapa mistake yang belum boleh dielakkan lah. Jadi saya rate 8/10.
Untuk saya rate 5/10 sebab kurang persediaan lagi dan masih banyak mistake.
I would rate my team 6/10. Our mental is not prepared yet, so we will be training a lot since MPL is a long season. So we will get 10/10 in time. Yeah. Saya rasa perbezaan skill gap antara Malaysian dengan Singaporeans adalah Singaporeans mentality diorang lagi stronger. Cara diorang berfikir pun berbeza. The way they think are way different than us. How they develop strategies, metas, how they counter and handle situations. So probably Malaysian a bit behind from them. We are aware that we lost during season 1, tapi kita orang akan datang balik. We will come back stronger untuk season 2 ni. We will not let you guys down again. We will try our best.
Saiyans by name. And now I can see the lineup. They won the redemption. It was Gripax in the tank role, Solos as assassin, Freda as assassin, Penjahat as assassin, Rush. He was the mid laner, but he kind of changed to the fighter at the moment, and Logan and so on the fighter. Asia saying they said it, they mentioned it. We lost season 1. We understand the mistakes. Now we want our redemption. We want to show that we are indeed the kings. You know, we are the ones to beat. And they started the season pretty well. They won 2-1 against Flash Tyrants, and they won 2-0 after that. So they're top of the leaderboard, well, after Icon beat as well. But now this is a time to prove that they are indeed the best team in Malaysia. If they can convincingly beat out Mystic Burden, then we will say, hey, you know what, Arizin? You are the top team. Let's look off at the key players of Arizin. It has to be Penjahat. You know, I like Penjahat. He's a really quiet guy, but his play is just insane. Look at his Lancelot stats. 400 games and 90%. How did they get 90% win rate? I just want to ask this kind of thing.
You can only drop like 30 or 40
yeah,
games.
That's crazy.
And 400.
Look at his item build. He doesn't go full damage. Yes, he has Endless Battle, Veil of Despair, as well as Rose Gold Meteor, but he finishes up with a little bit of magic resistance as well as armor. So he can be in the backlines for a really long time. So interesting facts, and I want to see what will even Penjahat even play? Because remember, Asia has 6 members, right? And they only can field 5, obviously. We don't even know which 5 members will play in this game.
Yes, and last week we don't really see much of Fredo, but yet again, they don't really need to put in the captain to actually win the games. But looking into this match, it's going to be a different story because they're heading against Mystic Burden here. And there are no pushovers.
Okay. If the story for Asia Saiyan is redemption, the story for Mystic Burden is proving a point.
Yeah.
Right. And let's just see what Mystic Burden has to say before we start on.
We are from Mystic Burden.
Ashi dan hangus left MCB disebabkan atas komitmen kerja. Untuk hangus punya case kenal dengan bad relation ni tak ada isu dalaman atau luaran. Kita orang still baik, kita orang still contact sampai sekarang lah. Tak ada apa-apa isu. Selepas isu Ashi left daripada MCB, so I contact Jeb. Jeb pun ada isu dengan team yang masa tu. So I invite orang untuk join kita orang lah.
Cara saya berpindah ke MCB, saya menggunakan salur-salur yang betul. Untuk MCB juga, saya akan buat yang terbaik. Kita akan gunakan teknik serangan hendak kita 4-4-8-4 Hong Kong style. Cuma standby je lah kat pentas MPL nanti. Untuk supporter di luar sana tu, yang sebelum ni yang pernah menyokong saya daripada saya bawah sampai ke tahap ni, yang memang betul-betul sokong saya tu, terima kasih banyak-banyak. Kepada yang mengatakan toksik lah macam tu, saya tak marah. Saya menganggap diorang sama macam kawan saya juga. Saya belajar kat situ. So, saya ambil benda tu dengan baik lah.
Untuk WoW pula, diorang ada personal skill yang tersendiri dan kami tidak terkejut sebenarnya diorang menang dengan UAE hari itu sebab diorang punya prestasi memang lebih bagus daripada UAE. So, tak terkejut untuk diorang layak.
Bagi saya, untuk tim Traitor, sebab daripada tim Traitor ada salah seorang daripada player MCB juga. And pada player itu pun bekas MCB juga.
Bagi saya Reborn, diorang agak kuat juga, ada dog yang agak kuat sebab diorang dapat kalahkan MYA dekat qualifier itu.
Antara ke-9 teams yang kita orang akan berentak di MPL, kalau untuk Singapura punya team, kita orang lebih risau pada EVOS SG lah. Apa yang saya nampak, diorang punya gameplay sekarang ni more kepada Dota style. Untuk Malaysian, of course, our biggest enemy Asia Sayan. Even kita orang last season menang daripada segi kill tapi kita orang kalah daripada segi objektif, kita orang akan cuba bangkit balik lah dengan kekalahan yang lepas. Okay, untuk Tyrant dengan EVOS bila nak compare antara dua ni, kita orang still letak EVOS dekat atas sebab Tyrant macam Zone kerap main dengan dorang sebelum ni, so Zone dah nampak dorang punya kelemahan.
Untuk kelemahan Tyrant, saya tak boleh bagi tahu sekarang. Tapi kami sudah ada strategi. Saksikanlah kami di regular season.
Looks like Mystic Burden has come in prepared, and their lineup will be Zorn as a multiplayer. Dominance as well on the multi. This is Kuya over on the mid lane as marksman or mage. Too easy for Jet V. This is going to be one of the players to look out for, as well as Nanas as support or tank. Now, Mystic Burden, we've got quite a number of these famous players, especially when we talk about too easy for Jeffs. So there's a lot of drama going on. We've seen him move from team to team, but of course, when they go head-to-head with Aegis Saiyan, do you think that they'll be able to read out their playstyle and of sorts? Because on the week 1, we saw that Mystic Burden was slightly shaky. It was a really close game, but they still managed to finish up on top at the end. So we'll have to see who will be the key players of the side of Mystic Burden. And that's going to be the Gushon on the hands of the Manus with a 77% win rate in a total of 500, close to 600 matches so far, and he's taking a lot of offensive stats into the Gushon, and I like the fact that he's taking the killing spree, as every time he gets a kill, he gets a 8% HP into his stats. So let's speak about Dominance and how he was been playing. Sometimes he goes in for split push and looks for perfect opportunities to slay his enemies. So
yeah, I think that, you know, he sometimes assassin players, they always take the spotlight because they do the flashy plays. But the story that I really want to talk about inside of Mystic Burden isn't about individualism anymore, right? Yes, they're good players, but in order to beat out Aegis Saiyan, you really need to have the next level teamwork. We know Aegis Saiyan, they even went to MSC, they performed pretty well there, and they grew a lot, right? I talked about Fredo, and then, you know what? Before that, let's talk about what they have to talk about each other.
Untuk Aegis Saiyan, banyakkan trademark digunakan di live stream keadaan ubat bosku. So, bila mana kita jumpa MPL, memang ada ubat dia lah. So, kita akan gunakan teknik serangan hendak kita 4-4-8-4 Hong Kong style.
MCB, walaupun korang ada kod 4-4-8-4 Hong Kong style tu, kita orang ada jangan kasih pulang bosku.
What is this 4484
There's a
Hong
lot
Kong
of
style? I know it.
jokes.
I need to understand this, guys. If anyone can explain to me what is this 4484 Hong Kong style, this makes no sense to me. I know.
Well, we just have to find out when we go into the game.
You know, Mystic Burden, they might be MPL players, but they are actually doctors by night because they can give you medicine. Because they have the medicine to fight Asia Saiyan, right?
Yeah, I believe that they have some of these secret recipes cooking in the laboratories here. But man, game 1 between Mystic Burden and Asia Saiyan is about to start. Let's get a little bit of predictions done in terms of
you can't really
drafting.
predict until you see the draft itself, and I think both teams, they just have this classic Malaysian meta where you pick on assassins after assassins because that's how Malaysian teams work.
Yeah,
and
especially
in general,
at Asia Saiyan though, they have a lot of assassins in their lineup.
Yeah, they have. I mean, we just saw I think that tree assassin itself. And Solos, he's really known for his Fanny. So I want to see whether he picked up Fanny. It didn't work out that well in MSC because teams knew how to counter it. But maybe in the local league, he can kind of abuse the fact that he's such a good player. Like I said, outside of MCB, you need to pull out that teamwork mentality, right? To show that, hey, we as a team, we can beat out Asia Saiyan. Because at the end of the day, ML, it is a team game.
Yes, definitely. And speaking of a team game, we see Asia Saiyan also having a rotation of members playing on each different game. So whether or not will Fredo be starting the first game?
I think they should. There's no reason for it not to start. You kind of want to fill in your best 5 players, right, every time. And Fredo is just one of those players that you cannot leave out, I personally think. Obviously, I'm not Asia Saiyan. I don't know what kind of strats they have, but if I were them, I would not leave out, key players like Fredo and even Solos to a certain extent. But yeah, we can only see how things go by. And remember, this is it, right? Mystic Burden, they had a lot of drama in the preseason before things go out. And if they can win out Asia Saiyan, they can just silence all the critics saying that, hey guys, we deserve to be here. We just beat out the best Malaysian team. And if they can do it in a convincing fashion, that just cements their case that, hey, we are one of the greats of MPLs.
Yes, and from the side of Mystic Burden, they have to look out for Too Easy for Jeb. So we've had a lot of talks about him because he's been shifting on a lot of different teams. But I think that actually gives him that sort of experience, working with so many different players, knowing a little bit of an inside out of certain play styles.
I mean,
so
if
maybe he knows how to adapt about it.
If you want to say that, right? Too Easy for Jeb, he's originally from Saiyan, Team Saiyan as well. Before Asia Saiyan was the thing. So he knows how good this team can function, right? He played with Fredo, he played with Rush before. He went to MSC last year with Team Saiyan. So he knows how this team works. And can he build a team and lead a team to beat out his former teammates? That's the real question. That's the storyline we can run with. And that's what Jabs wants to prove. He jumped around, there's this drama about it. But if he beats out Asia Saiyan in this best of 3 game, it will be all worth it.
Yes, definitely will be very well worth it. Now, looking into this, I'm expecting a full 3 match coming through from
full 3 match. I agree with you. I think it'll be full 3. I think it'll be 2-1 either way. But if Asia Saiyan can just turn off what I think they can do, they do their potential, reach their peak, it might be a clean 2-0. But Mystic Burden, like I said, it's those kind of big game occasions, right? When you finally have something to play for, this could be a final for them. And if they beat this...
Yeah, it feels like a final already. Like early on we see EVOS SGU, they played out a clean 2-0 game. And funny enough, they left out the Hayabusa not being picked up at all. But do you expect Hayabusa to be picked up for either side of these teams here?
I think definitely, because this is, like I said, Malaysian teams against Malaysian teams. And both teams know each other so well. They know what they like to pick. So they're going to expect the normal meta picks coming out. The Grok, the Hayabusa, Hellcrit is something I'll see. What I want to see is whether any of both teams pick a marksman. Because if they do, that would genuinely really surprise me.
Yeah. But yesterday we see come to pop up, picking up that Moskov, running out really well so far. So that will be really interesting.
You know what? That's all the predictions. Enough about what we think. Let's see what actually happens. Asia Saiyan, Mystic Burden. Let's go.
Yeah, so first one to be axed will definitely be Jahid. As a really strong front line, they don't want to mess with him when he goes into the charging into the back lines. It's pretty scary.
Yeah, a versatile hero. He just brings so much utility. You don't want to, and the same goes to Selena. That stun is just ridiculous. You just cannot let a team pick it freely, and I understand the bans. Cho as well.
The enemy is.
I think that there's a lot of Cho bans coming through.
If I'm not mistaken, Too Easy for Jabs, he's one of the top global Cho players, so it's a bit of a target ban of Too Easy for Jabs. Because MPL, they have not been picked so much Cho, or so many Chos throughout week 1 and even week 2. So I think that's a targeted ban. Selena and Helga are more standard meta bans, so I'm not surprised from that.
Yes, and yesterday we saw a lot of Cho bans on targeted players. This is what's going to happen
it has
here.
to be
They
Grok.
let that Grok wide out in the open, but Jahat immediately seals that one away.
Yeah, Grok is just so strong, power of nature, you have Guardian's Barrier, Wild Charge, good utility, good tankiness, good damage. He's an all-rounder. You really want to pick him when he's open, so that's a really solid pick coming up from As you're saying. Now, what does MCB do? Do they have a specific strategy going up to it? Belleric is not available, guys.
That is actually...
So that's just hovering for fun. Lolita.
Showing you guys that you should...
Yeah, you should do that
make
quest.
Sure that you finish off that quest to get this limited edition
I hope
hero.
they know Belleric's not available. Yeah, they know. So Gusion, Kaya, solid picks. And this is the Malaysian meta I talked about, right? They want to play small skirmishes. They don't want huge team fights. Kaya, with that Divine Judgment, he can catch out one person. Same to Gusion. He does good AoE damage, but he does insane single target damage.
Yes, and I think this is really solid in terms of pick-off potential, where they could just make sure that Kaya stays in the front line and try to catch out anyone that they could. But this might just be an Akai coming through. No. And we speak a lot about a Minotaur and his massive
I don't think they
Minoan
cannot,
strength.
Yeah, the Minoan Fury actually.
Yeah.
But no, they cannot pick Minotaur because they have too much tank. They need the damage, and I like the Hayabusa. If they picked the Akai and they picked the Minotaur, there would have been 3 tanks in the team. And your last 2 picks would have to be hyper carries, because if not, you won't have enough damage output coming into you. So I like the Hayabusa and the Akai. I think now, as you're saying, they have the tanky front line already built. They just need the damage. And
Balmond?
Come on.
Lock in the carry.
No, I like the carry more than the Balmond. The Balmond is a solid, you know, he was picked frequently, not a solid pick, not an A tier pick, but he just does pretty well. But a carry as well as Aurora.
Well, I think that the Aurora is a wise choice. She's got a lot of crowd control as a mage and skills really, really well. I think that she can hold her own in the lane. And once she get all these items up, I think she'll just unleash the wrath.
You pick Aurora, yes, for her damage, but I believe that her main strength is the crowd control, right?
Yeah.
Every 4th stack, she gets a free stun on whatever skill she does. And if you can just lock it up, remember, we talk about this, they want to lock things up with the Kaya, with the Aurora, to let Zorn on that carry do as much damage as possible.
I'm liking this.
Alice, Natalia, solid picks. Like I said, this is a Malaysian meta pick, right? You have the AoE, you have the tanky front line, you have the double assassin as well as a mage. And I like the lineup from As you're saying.
And looking at this, I like the Alice pick, and she could go head-to-head with anybody on the side lanes. But of course, they need to worry about the Gusion though, if he's got enough items to burst it down. But when you go into a 5v5 scenario, I think that Aegis definitely... Yeah. We've hovered around with the Minotaur a lot, and they finally decided to lock it in. It only makes sense because they can't only rely on the Kaya, right?
Yeah.
So they will need too easy for Jeff to be all the way up front to catch out people like Solos or Penjahat coming into this fight. But what do you think when it comes to MCB's strategy going into game 1?
It's the same thing. It's just I'm like a broken record at the moment. Every time you pick a marksman or a carry or anything like that, you need to drag it out. And Mystic Burden, they have good kill on the side of Minotaur as well as the Aurora. If she can land her ultimate on multiple members, that will be ideal. That will be the case where, okay, marksman, carry, do your thing, do as much damage as you want. Honestly, as you say, they want to split push. Whenever you have a Hayabusa and a Natalia, right, you can just do so much split push and you can flank anyone from behind. Alice, Grok, and Akai, they are solid picks to build up a good wall. And Alice, she has Flowing Blood as well as Blood Oath, the ultimate, does so much damage. But you know what? That's enough talk. Let's see what happens in game. This is game 1 between the 2 titans. The game of the day, personally for me. As you're saying, we'll be on the blue side and Mystic Burden will be on the red side.
And let's get it on. Now, as you're saying, what I really like about Grok when you pick a Grok is when you fight around the jungle, when you're near a terrain, that gives him so much edge. And when he puts out that wall, you can totally zone out some members from the side of Mystic Burden. But we might see some action here.
So easy for Jazz. Let's get silence up, but level 1 doesn't really do that much damage. I expect a much slower game compared to the first game that we saw today, because both teams, they're playing with much more caution. They want to know, like, okay, get our power spike and then we fight.
Yeah, and definitely both teams are paying each other a little bit of respect. We heard from Fredo that they're not exactly at 100%. Oh my goodness, they're going in for the steal.
Yeah, they do get a spinner, but now they meet 4 members of Mystic Burden. They have to flank, but Jihad will get the Shadow Blade Slaughter into the face, and the auto attack from Dominus will pick up first blood. I wouldn't think that's pretty worth it. You get the spinner still, but you pay for it with your life.
Yeah, definitely the first blood goal will be more favorable in this position. Now, Mystic Burden have that small little goalie in the hands of the side of some of these players here, but
look, it gets tagged by the sword spike.
Oh
but
my.
It looks like they will not go for it. So, like I said, both teams, they'll play much slower. They don't want to make any mistakes. They want their ultimate before they do anything about it. Oh, Japs does use the spare Stomp, but doesn't have the ultimate just yet, so he's just gonna walk away.
Now, looks like the Minus, with that little bit of extra goal of the kill, he'll be able to purchase his boots really early. That allows him to roam around real quickly.
There goes the stun, and that's what I'm saying. That's why Aurora is so strong, but he does have the 1000 pounder, will be able to walk away, and a good smoke screen, smoke bomb from Pendidikan to just slow them out and disengage from the fight.
Very good support coming in from the side of Asia Saiyan. And now looking into the top lane matchup though, Carry and Hayabusa. The moment that the Hayabusa gets the ult, he's got to be really careful about this. You know, Solo's just making sure that he pushes out on that wave.
I'm going to hold that thought because they are going to start on Turtle, and looks like Asia Saiyan, they're not in range to do anything about it. 5 members of Mystic Burden is that this is going to be the free Turtle going over to Mystic Burden, and most of the members on the side of MCB will pick up the level 4. And what Asia Saiyan is doing, they are going to try and get this tower instead. King Fredo even popping the ultimate that Blood All just to clear up the minions, and I think they will be able to take this tower no problems whatsoever.
So Natalia has to run for her life right now. All these members from Mystic Burden are chasing in. They might just catch her out.
The flicker from Zon, they want to get this kill. Where's the Divine Judgment? Doesn't even need it. Ooh, MCB out rotating, playing out macroing it. Meanwhile, Kuja, yeah, say goodbye.
Yeah, that's no way out for him. But look at Asia Saiyan. They look a little bit shaky in this first few minutes here. They wanted to secure the bottom lane turret, but they don't have enough minutes to take it down in time. And they took so long, and Mystic Burden will be able to respond. Now, 4 members are over on the bottom lane. They're trying to trade for the top lane insane.
Yeah, this is definitely going to trade. There's no way Fredo can do anything about this. He will have to just walk away. Good play. I think it's an even trade, but at least they got the extra kill on the side of Natalia. So Pendidikan playing a little bit iffy at the moment, but like I said, Mystic Burden, they want to drag into the late game because they have a carry. If they can get that 3 items, the moment she just finished her Swift Boots, so still a long way to go before she's online.
And looks like they are still trying to scout out some of these members here. Pendidikan roaming around. Luckily enough, he didn't go into the H-brush on the side.
No, this is a trap within a trap within a trap. Look at that. Zorn and Nanat is there, but Natalia is also flanking in a well. Everyone is just saying,
everyone's just getting ready
into my
here.
trap, but actually it's another trap now. Zorn is here. Yeah, looks like nothing as much is going to happen. They're trying to wait for the pickers now. Gripax just going to walk it in. He will charge his power of nature just to make sure they can't do anything about it. Puts up the Guardian's Barrier, but with 4 members, MCB will be able to defend from this. Gripax is there. They might want to fight this fight. Oh, Hurricane Nuts is there. Fredo, how many can he catch with the ultimate? Only 1. It's Zorn though. Cronus destroyed. Will not take on anyone. There goes the Mr. Ultimate. That's why he's so strong. He'll pick out 1 for 1 at the moment. But looks like Gushin, he went way too deep. 2 for 1, and Kuja, he would have forced away. Look at that, Air having over map plays. Natalia picking the bottom tower, and I think Hayabusa, yes, he will take the top turret as well.
Overall, we can see that Asia Saiyan kind of come back out stronger with that skirmish in the mid lane. They managed to pick up a tower over on the top side and dish out so much damage on the carry, forcing her away. So that creates so much room. Natalia securing the bottom lane as well. Now, I think that Asia Saiyan can go full on the offense at this minute. Now, looking into this,
Turtle has spawned now. They want the mid lane, but too easy for Jeff. Is that he does have the rage. He's going to enrage form. Ooh, Zorn tried to catch onto somebody, but now he has enrage form. He can pop the Minion Fury if he wants to, but you don't want to go on a Grok because it's kind of pretty tanky. Wow, this is actually
going in for a turtle already.
Pretty brave because remember, Too Easy for Jess doesn't have the ultimate available. Meanwhile, Alice
on top lane.
going on the top side. They are going to surrender this turtle for map pressure. Turtle goes over the Mystic Burden, but that doesn't really matter because look at that. Hayabusa and Alice pushing out the top side.
They have to give up the mid lane here, and the Gripex just getting all of these tanky items out so quickly. It's just 5 minutes into the game.
Oh wait, a call out is there, and look at that Souls. He's gonna get decimated. It is a 1-for-1 exchange, and that is the strength of the Aurora. But looks like I'm not sure what happened. Like Kuja just went down.
Yeah, and I think that he just misstepped, and eventually they get punished for that. Now, just saying, with 3 members, we'll be able to break down the bottom lane. They're still keeping up the pressure up high, and Mystic Bird is slowly losing the answers of all these rotations. They're sort of all over the place at the time being. Now, looking into some statistics here, Solos is at the highest level of 10 now, amongst all of them.
This is the strength of Hayabusa. Right? He's so strong in split pushing. He can just be alone, and whenever he's in trouble, you know what? Let's just use Quad Shadow to just juke things around because it's so hard to catch a Hayabusa, and you can clear waves so quickly with your Shuriken toss.
Definitely. And from the side of Mystic Burden, they're still waiting for Kuya to actually get all his items up once he gets the Demonic Blade and eventually get a little bit more lifesteal. He will be able to shut down certain tanks towards late game onwards, but look at Too Easy for Jeps. He spots one member out, but
yeah, he can't do anything. Remember, MCB, they need to drag this in. This is way too early. If you can just see the items again. Oh, meanwhile, Logan just gonna use his 1,000-pounder and walk away. But yeah, I want to see Kuja's item progression. I mean, he just keeps on getting caught out over and over again because MCB, they're picking a marksman, but they're not protecting it. That's not how you play this team comp. They need to rethink about this. It's a good strategy. You know, they have the heroes for it, but they're not really executing really well.
Exactly, and you can see Gripex just not worry at all. He is always in the front line, and now they're checking out so much damage onto Zone. He didn't really need to do much, and now MCB just waiting to stall this game out. They're going back, they're resetting. The Lord is already out in the open. They might just try to make sure that they get it in their hands and push all the way in. So now, can Mystic Burden actually challenge this? Now, looking into the backs, we already have concentrated energy over on the side of Gushun, and on the Natalia itself, managed to pick up that Berserker's Fury. This is going to be big.
You need to remember, Carry is the main hero in this game, and he just finished his Endless Blade. He's very far behind. He needs at least 3 items before he can go for a real team fight. So Mystic Burden, they need to buy time. They need to protect this carry so that he can farm. But as you're saying, they're not letting that happen. They're just pressuring every single lane.
They have to give up the mid lane turret as well, as we talked about pressure. Now, Asia saying just trying to make sure that they can catch one out before they go all in, and they're pushing towards the bottom side as well as the top lane. Hayabusa, I think that he can burst down at least one member from the side of Mystic Burden. So it's really, really risky now that they're separated. Now, what should they do? Can they actually make a move so soon? I don't think that Asia saying they could actually go in for the Lord.
Yeah, they can do anything they want, honestly. Like, if they want to just split all 3 heroes. See, this is working for them. They are making sure all 3 lanes are pressured in for it. So whenever one, MCB defends one lane, the other lane will be pressured.
And looking at the goal scores here, 6,000 in difference. Of course, over on the hands of Asia Saiyan. I think that right now, Mystic Burden just knowing what they could potentially take.
Look at that, the top lane now. Gronk wants to go for the dominance, pops the ultimate just to make sure he can blink away. Ooh, and I'm telling you, Contra, Mystic Burden playing so afraid at the moment.
Yeah, I think there's a good reason why they should. Oh, Zorn kind of extending over to this jungle, trying to catch out that Natalia. But all is fine and dandy for Penjahat. Oh, the wall comes right through, but
yeah, it's fine. You don't need to worry about it. But this is what I'm saying, right? They don't want to make a mistake. I like this discipline coming from Asia Saiyan, but they need to ramp things up a little bit quicker. They cannot let Carry continuously farm like this. Maybe get the Lord. Maybe do something. They need to put on pressure because they built a really good advantage for themselves already. Now it's about to closing the game.
Yeah, and you can see that they're just trying to make sure that they balance all 3 lane minions, and then they'll make a move. But why not just send a couple of members into the Lord Pit, try to secure that while Hayabusa keeps some of these members company. Maybe that might work a little bit better, but they're still having a little bit of a dance here, and this kind of gives room for Mystic Burden to get all
Zorn.
these minion gold. Oh, Zorn
playing a bit aggressive, but what Air is saying is banking is that they are waiting for Mystic Burden to make a mistake and then they pounce. They don't want to make any aggressive moves until they see a clear opening. It's fine, but if you wait a bit too long, that could spell the mind.
Yeah, and
yeah, finally they're going on Lord.
Now they will take the Lord.
Oh,
only with 2 members, though.
They know about this, though, but Zorn, a little bit too aggressive. 2 members going out to Lord. Gripex and King Fredo playing bodyguard, making sure no one comes in. And Zorn, he's all alone. Uses the flicker onto Fredo. And oh, Zorn, he gets trapped in. He does have the Guild Force. Fredo going into super deep. And he might go down himself. He does have Frost Trundle to just keep him safe. And looks like Lord will go over for free.
Yes, and that is very good discipline plays coming in from both members of Air Asia Saiyan. Now, Captain Fredo almost getting caught out on his Alice, but just in time. A little bit of protection from the Grog won't mean any harm at all. Now, the Lord will be marching right through, so could go either of these lanes, but most likely on the top lane as they dealt enough damage. That will be the weakest link. Now, will they gather 4 or 5v5 though?
Yes, this is where they need to push with the Lord now. They have the advantage, they have the Lord, they have... Look at it's a 9k goal lead. Make the aggressive move, and then try to end the game from that. Because Carrie, yes, look at the item progression. She's going here, he has the golden staff. Now the 2 main items that she has completed could be enough to actually turn the tides of a fight if they plan it out correctly.
And Hayabusa has the Blade of the 7 Seas as well as Endless Battle. I think that's quite enough to actually take down the likes of the mage there.
Look at that. 2 of the tanks have immortality already. They can do whatever. And now this is the goal. Oh, Hurricane Nuts doesn't really catch onto the member that they want to. They're just pushing out 2 easy but he's a tank. He's gonna tank up OEG's Shadow Kill. And now they pick up the tank. And Gripex uses the Wild Charge, falls into safety. They are diving into the base of MCB. But could it be a little too deep? Look at that. Carry, he's getting pushed back into the hands of Air. You're saying a maniac onto solos. And that's a team wipe coming in for Air. You're saying, and just like that, as clean as a whistle, as textbook as possible, Air Saiyan picks up game 1.
Asia Saiyan with so much discipline, we see that they have all this pressure, but they want to make sure that it's crystal clear. They wait for the Lord to be pretty much secured, then they go in for it with only 2 members, and constantly enough, they have everything. It's a win-win situation.
Yeah, let's just look at the item progression. That Carry just couldn't get online. He had the highest net worth in his team, but he was 0-4 and 0. They needed to protect the Kuja much more. You see, he did 23% of damage on his team, but it's just not enough. Meanwhile, I like this coming up from Air just saying they had a clear game plan and they executed phenomenally. Natalia and Solos, they were the split pusher. That's why you can see they have 34% tower damage, or turret damage, excuse me, because they were the turret pushers. They were splitting up MCB so that they can push 1 lane each and split their focus. From there, Mystic Burden couldn't do anything at all.
Yes, and that was their game plan all along. Congratulations once again to Asia Saiyan for the first victory. They need another one, but let's have a look into the replays.
It started off well. It started off well, and even this, you know, they had good kills, good pressure coming in, but this was the dive. They were over eager to go for it. They were tanking, so it's too easy for just landed a 2-man ultimate. And Dominus was a little bit too hungry for that King Fredo kill, didn't get it, and from there it was just kept on going downhill because Ericsson did such a good job snowballing.
This was the game-ending
This was game fight because I understand the production side. It was pretty hard to find a highlight in this game because everything was just very textbook, right? From a macro perspective, it was a really good game. They did things by the book. It's kind of remnants from what I saw from MSC, where the Filipino teams, they didn't go for team fights, rather they went for objectives. And that's what Asia Saiyan did. That's why they cleanly just dismantled Mystic Burden step by step.
Yes, and we heard about Mystic Burden in their interview. They said like they are really afraid of metas like as the likes of EVOS, and this is somewhat similar to what EVOS does. So I think that Asia Saiyan can consistently churn out with the same ideas and might just be able to come up with 2-0.
I have a question though. Where's the medicine?
Yeah.
Jeps, where's the medicine?
We talk about the Hong Kong style some quotes there.
You say you have the medicine. Ada ubat kat mana? That's the real question. But with that being said, we're going to really do short break. Jokes aside, MPL Season 2 is brought to you by EG Network and Moonton. My name is Matthew. His name is Contra. We'll see you in a bit.
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Hero Spotlight where we introduce the latest heroes of Mobile Legends. This week we are releasing the infamous Lord of Thieves, Cloud, and his simian sidekick, Dexter. As the Land of Dawn's King of Thieves, Cloud is a mischievous and sneaky fellow who can steal practically anything. In fact, with the help of his trusty sidekick Dexter, Cloud has never failed a job. After going to great lengths to acquire Mr. Rooney's mysterious device, Cloud made quite a few enemies and has no choice but to join the battlefield. As the Lord of Thieves, Cloud is ridiculously difficult for enemies to catch, and the off chance that Cloud and Dexter find themselves caught in the tight scuffle, they are able to unleash a devastating barrage of gunfire upon enemies to make a great escape. For his first skill, Cloud robs his enemies of movement and attack speed within a fan-shaped area, dealing physical damage in the process. If the crowd control of this skill wasn't enough, Cloud gains a certain amount of the movement and attack speed he robbed from enemy units, although the precise amount depends on the number of enemy units affected. Cloud can get a higher buff if he steals movement and attack speed from enemy heroes, so keep that in mind. Using this skill, Cloud can ensure that he can move freely while hindering his enemies, thus creating a safer environment for him to eliminate enemies. As for his second skill, Cloud uses Mr. Rooney's device to summon a mirror image of Dexter, which auto-attacks enemy units. Activating the skill again allows Cloud to instantly teleport to the mirror Dexter's location, indeed making Cloud quite difficult to catch. Dexter's mirror image deals physical damage and carries the effects of his basic attacks. This skill is highly flexible and is great for when Cloud wants to make an epic attack or a dashing retreat. Try using this skill to break into enemy lines, then activate Cloud's ultimate for a devastating attack. Using the skill, even if Cloud's ultimate is not ready, will also throw enemies off balance, as he cuts in and out of the skirmish. Now for Cloud's ultimate. He and Dexter join together in an explosive 360-degree attack that deals continuous physical damage to at most 2 enemy units. This skill also carries the effects of basic attacks and gives Cloud a temporary shield. Any attack speed buffs will increase the hits of damage dealt. Using Cloud's ultimate with equipment items that buff the effects of basic attacks, such as Golden Staff, can result in massive damage against enemy units. Regarding the 2-target limitation, we highly recommend to only use Cloud's ultimate when there are only 2 enemy heroes nearby, for greater damage. Also, be sure to take advantage of the added shield to launch a deadly counterattack against enemies. Finally, for his passive, Cloud's partner in crime, Dexter, will help him attack, dealing bonus damage to Cloud's targets. Keep in mind, this passive carries the bonus effects of basic attacks. Therefore, we highly recommend Cloud to equip items that buff the effect.
Hey everybody, welcome back to MPL Season 2, Week 2, Day 2. It's been a pretty fast day, honestly.
Yeah.
My name is Matthew, his name is Contra, and just to remind everyone, MPL Season 2 is brought to you by Moontune and EGG Network. And Contra, what a fast game.
Yes.
Like, not a fast game in the sense that the game time was short, but it was so textbook that it was very clear cut since minute 1. As you're saying, they knew what they wanted, they played it to their team competition, they split push, get all the outer turrets, get the Lord, push it in, end the game.
They got the Natalia with them, they got the Hayabusa. They just constantly create pressure from the top and bottom. And when it comes to team fights, they executed so perfectly. But from the side of Mystic Burden, we see them going pretty well when they started challenging the buff.
They had a bit of an advantage. They seemed like they could do something on that game, but the thing is that Carry just kept on getting caught out over and over again, and I felt like maybe Mystic Burden didn't put enough effort into protecting their marksman, and
you could say
it's either that or Ericsson is just really good at catching Carry out. Every time, over and over, we see Carry getting killed. They need to make sure that, hey, you know what, she's the marksman, she is the main damage dealer, she's the main win condition of our team composition. Protect her, make sure we create enough space for her to farm to get those items.
And perhaps going into the drafting phase, they shouldn't pick up Carry way too early. That kind of gives away the whole draft for the side of Mystic Burden, because that gives so much room for Aegis to take out some more assassins, pseudo-assassins, to actually dish out more damage to make sure that the Carry will be shut down throughout the rest of the game. So think about it. I think that Aegis, like you said, very textbook. just make sure that they split each of the lanes, eventually closing it out with Lord.
Yeah, and you know, if too easy for Jax has some medicine, better take it out now because they need to find a way to fight Air You're saying doesn't look like it's possible because they played such a clean game. I don't see any flaws in that gameplay except for that level 1 invade was kind of weird, to be honest.
Yeah, a little bit iffy and questionable, but of course, at the end of it all, they managed to have the last laugh.
Yeah, that's true. And now, going to the game 2, right? Mystic Burden, they have to decide whether they want to swap things out or they just want to say, hey, we had a good team competition, we had a good strategy, we just didn't execute it well enough. If I'm Azure saying, I'm just like, hey, you know what, that's a pretty good... I dropped it pretty well, I played pretty well, I don't need to change as much as Mystic Burden.
Yeah, and we see the Minotaur kind of being covered by both teams for good reasons that we see when we go into the competitive scene, when instead of ranking, when we go into high ranks, we don't really see that much of Minotaur players, but in a 5v5 environment, when you want to go in for big skirmishes, Minotaur is really, really disruptive. But
yeah, it's a yes and no because like, you need to understand what Minotaur brings to the table is that huge team fight presence, right? And Akai does the same thing, Grok does the same thing. So you don't really want to just pick Minotaur just because it's getting picked by other teams. You need to see whether it fits in the team composition. That's why when Edge just saying hovered it at the second rotation, I was like, do you really want it? Because you already have Grok and Akai that does essentially the same thing. And I understand why Mystic Burden picked it because they needed some teamfight presence, but they didn't really use Minotaur to its fullest potential.
And they managed to pick up the Alice as well as Hayabusa, which, like you said, was a wiser decision coming into the whole match.
We'll just have to see whether Game 2 is the same as Game 1.
Let's go.
Because Game 1, it was done and dusted for Air You're saying. But Mystic Burden, they have to bite back.
Now they gotta brush those burden off their shoulders as of now. Now they will be on the blue side though, so they will set the tempo on how this game will go.
Okay, I'm thinking right now MCB, they need to change up their drafts and they're gonna pick as meta as possible, play their comfort heroes because it's like, okay, we picked the slower meta.
Your team
now
is
let's
banning.
pick what we are familiar with, right? Assassins. I hope they have that kind of mentality. As you're saying, they're gonna ban the same thing, right? Cho, draw hit, 100%. I feel if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Maybe they change for a Selena if they're really afraid of it, but I prefer it to be a Cho and a draw hit.
Yeah, and a lot of Malaysian teams have been really efficient with the Cho plays early into the game, so it's no surprise that constantly, I think that he has a ban rate of at least 70% thus far. So a couple more bans, we might just see Selena, Hayabusa.
Wow.
Well, Hayabusa, I think it makes sense.
This tells me one thing, MCB wants to pick Selena because there's no reason that they want to ban out Hayabusa unless they want to first pick Selena and they think, as you're saying, will not ban Selena. No reason to ban Hayabusa because you can first pick it. And they are showing that, hey, I prioritize Selena much more than Hayabusa.
And they also leave out Jawhead in the open as well.
Jawhead was a ban from A, as you're saying, so I want to see whether they ban out Selena or the Jawhead here.
Yeah, so that's another 5 seconds and we will see the very final ban from the side of Air Asia Saiyan. Now, looks like they're not banning anything at all, or is this a bug? I'm not too sure.
Let's just say that they didn't ban anything. Let's just keep on going because we haven't
this gets more interesting.
Yeah, we didn't receive any news, so let's just think that they didn't ban. Oh, is it a bug? Because they're picking... I mean, not to say Nana is not a good hero.
Well,
but it's not a ideal hero for this at this moment.
Especially for first pick, I think that they're kind of trolling with us. Well, we see them hovering the Balric, and we talked about it being the few hero, but it's not available for competitive.
They're going to pick Rock, so it looks like I'm just going to think that there's no bug. Edgerson intentionally left off that single ban because they just think that that's a new strategy.
Now Selena and Jawhead left available for the enemy side.
I think they might pick up a Selena. And they won't go for a Jawhead. Maybe they want to go for something like Martis. Or no, looks like you're right. Jawhead gets Howard O immediately. And I think it's going to be Slam now. Why Jawhead does so well is because of Ejector, right? It's so versatile. You can either push a member back towards safety or just try and stun someone up. The Ejector is such a versatile spell. And with level 1 with a flicker can do so much, but it looks like they are going for single target damage and single target pickoffs because they are going for Jawhead as well as Akaya.
I like the combos coming out already. A lot of crowd control, making sure that Mystic Burden think twice before going in for a fight. Now, Mystic Burden still has the option for Selena.
Yep, they're going
they
for.
will go in.
I
for
think
that.
it will be quite, you know, a stupid move to not pick up Selena here. And yeah, they're having over same as Bane. I like this team call coming in. More versatile. This is more of a meta that we'll be seeing from other Malaysian teams. Maybe they're going to go for their comfort now. Mystic Burden, they are going back to their roots.
Yes, and looking into Asia Saiyan, they will need to pick up more damage dealers right now. They still have Lancelot available, they have Gushon. Do you think either one of these will be in their hands?
It could be a Gushon Lancelot pick because I saw this a lot back in MSC where people actually pick two heroes at once. But two of the most famous assassins, you know, Gushon Lancelot, you always see them getting banned out. And they bring so much unit, they work well. So no reason not to pick it, and it's a perfect scenario to pick it. Maybe they might pick Alice as well, as I want to say, because it works so well for King Fredo. No, like I said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yes, and I think that it was a perfect play from the side of Asia Saiyan towards the mid-game onwards. Now, MCB, they've shaken the draft already. Now, last two picks, they need a support coming
They can
in.
go for a Minotaur.
They can go for it.
Minotaur and maybe something like a Martis works really, really well because
Oh.
it just synergizes with their team composition.
I think Dingy will be great as well, just to disengage.
And Natalia, yeah, they needed an assassin. They needed an assassin. And yeah, instead of a Minotaur, they're going for a support. So Dingy kind of worked well because they needed more utility, but Rafaela does the same thing. Good utility coming in with the Holy Light that heals so much, the Holy Heal that heals so much. As you're saying, I'm thinking you want a tank.
Yeah, looking into this, well, a tank or a pseudo-tank, a fighter will do as well if they really want to, but we talked about Minotaur being left out in the
Could be a Minotaur.
Fredo picked this one up. Now, 5 more seconds before we complete the whole graph for
Yeah,
both sides.
Johnson.
That's gonna be Johnson.
It's gonna be a Fredo Johnson. Oh my god, I am super excited. Okay, I have justification for my excitement. Okay, guys, listen. Come on, let Fredo play Johnson. Let Fredo play Johnson.
It's gonna go into the hands of Graphics instead, but not the least, they are professional players, and I'm looking at this and I'm excited.
Okay. This is both teams, solid team comps all around. It's all down to execution. I like that Mystic Burden moved away from their marksman mentality and they said, hey, go back to our roots, picking up the Natalia, picking up the Selena as well as the Bane, push it out, you know, use the deadly catch as well as do so much damage with your lineup. Don't try to be fancy. As you're saying, on the other hand, they're just going back to their roots as well, right? Play those pickoffs. Both teams, drop towards their strength. Who can turn out on top?
Yeah, and I'm looking at the Johnson pick right now. I think that was very interesting. If Asia Saiyan can actually lead the charge before Mystic Burden does anything, that will definitely go well for them. Let's move into game number 2 between Mystic Burden versus Air Asia Saiyan.
So Mystic Burden, they are 1 game down. They're 1 game away from losing off this series. Remember, it's the best of 3 series, so they still have the chance to win it. Not out of it completely. Their draft does give them a chance, but the real question is, can they execute it? Looks like level 1. Oh, Mystic Burden playing a little bit aggressive. They are going to proxy the wave. They're going to cut off the minion wave really, really quickly. With 3 members, will be no problems there whatsoever. But Punjab and Logan, they have skills that clear off the minion wave really quickly as well. The Ring of Order as well as Flowing Blood. So I think it will be quite even.
Yeah, and Talia just goes in for a camp steal. Jalhead spotting that out. Hey, it's missing, and now they're trying to spot out Natalia.
Oh, I like this. Mystic Burden playing really, really aggressive, showing that, you know what? Yes, we lost game 1, but we're not going to let it deter us.
Yeah, and looking at this fight over the bot lane, it's getting more interesting as Gripex getting a lot of damage chunked out from the side of Kuja.
Kuja needs to back out. Kuja needs to back out. There goes the Deadly Pincers. There goes Solos with the Shadow Blade Slaughter. I don't think he can get on the kill. He's trying to juke left, right, and center. Kuja pokes the smoke ball. Tries to juke away. He will pop his regen.
Where is he going
good stun. Good block. Good dodge coming from Kuja. Will stay alive. He's not completely out of it just yet, but at least he enters his invis state, so he will not be able to be targeted.
Very, very smart play coming in from the assassin, and now Logan get a little bit of
That's
hiccup
the
here.
bait. But looks like the 4 members outside of Mystic Burden will not go for that fight.
And now everything is reset once more. Al is still undisrupted over on the top lane. Bane will go back into the lane. And now that's going to be a Rumble spit it out, and Bajat literally gets shot.
Whoa, Sword! You're playing a bit of fire there. Oh, Abyssal Arrow will not land. Bajat forced to use the flicker, and he will walk away. They wanted that kill really, really badly. They committed so much resources to it. Unfortunately, they didn't get anything, but at least they will get priority in this top side.
Definitely, and that's a big flicker being blown out from the Alice. They immediately go in for the turtle right now. Extra goal for Mystic Burden, looking better than game 1 so far.
Yeah, but this is what happened in game 1 as well. Azure says like, okay, you know what? Get turtle, we're gonna get this turret. That's a pretty standard trade-off, and it's really, really fine. And Majad will be able to forced out himself because he cannot defend against 4 members.
And they're still having few members from the side of Edge, still sticking true over on the bottom lane. What I don't really like from the side of Mystic Burden is that they don't really handle that wave management that well. So they lost quite more than they should. Now Edge is saying has that goal in hand. Gripex coming through.
Anyone call a taxi because a cop car is on his way. They're gonna crash land into the top side, and they're gonna stun up too easy for Judge. No more minions to start up. But Fredo with the unstoppable force. One more last auto attack will pick up it, and now Logan, he's not done. Uses the divine judgment, pulls back Zorn. Flowing blood is there, but he will not catch on. Ejector will stun him up, and the electromag ray will pick up that kill. Oh, Kuja, he's all alone. I don't think he wants to go for it. The abyssal arrow will land onto Logan. Edge is saying they're not done. They want to convert this kill into an objective. They will go for this top lane turret, and now 2 turrets into their name already.
And we can see the wombo combos coming out really early already, with Gripex just sending the jaw hit, delivers him straight into the face of Mystic Burden's members, and eventually having the Kaya with the Divine Judgment catching out one more. Now Mystic Burden lost quite a number of things.
Already 2.4k gold lead going over to Edge just saying, and now one more time Gripex working so well on this Johnson. He's trying to look for a pickoff, and oh, look at those sweet drifting skills, like right there.
Oh, yeah. And he crashes.
He intentionally crashed there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not a mistake. But yeah. Okay, let me just explain really quickly why Johnson works so well in Edge Saiyans line, right? When you have a Johnson, you really want to make sure that the team gathers in a small position and force a fight. If you can dictate where the team fights, that's a perfect scenario for a Johnson because he can group everything on minimum. But Jahad, he's going to get stunned up, and he's going to get slaughtered up as well because the silence was there. Kuja, a good momentum, good turnaround coming up.
Beautiful Abyssal arrow coming through from the side of Selena, and now you see another fight coming, and that's going to be Logan being caught out.
Caught up, and he gets deleted one more time. Suddenly, Mystic Burden picking up a couple stray kills here and there. Oh, good Guardian's Barrier, but no fallout whatsoever. They have the turtle in line. King Fredo uses the flicker, but beautiful flicker coming in, and the wild shot lands on the 2 members of Area Saiyan, and now Solo's doing what he can. He will pick up 1 kill, but will he pay for it for his life? The stun doesn't land on the Solos. Oh, the Abyssal Trap picks up the 2 kills. Selena registering another one, picks up a double kill for himself, and now Mystic Burden, they do have the priority. They will try to push down this turret, but at least Akaya is there, so I don't think I can go to kill off this turret just so.
Yeah, they can still hold on to this, but they've already attending the second turtle already. But Kaya will be able to pick one out. Too easy for Jeff, overextending, and
I don't know what Too Easy for Jeff is doing there. They were doing for turtle. Okay, fine. Back off. Go for turtle. Get an objective. Be happy for them.
And now we see another drive coming in from Gripex, almost ramming over onto Zorn, but he's just gonna do a little bit of a drive. Just chilling for a little bit. I think that he should go towards the top lane to actually do some split push.
Oh, looks like Gripex, he does drop off a passenger right there in a turret.
Bait one now.
Nah, I don't think so. He just says like, you know what, we're wasting my time. I want to farm things out, which is completely understandable. Oh, Abyssal Arrow will land onto Gripex, and King Fredo ejecting his teammate just for good measure. Ooh, Logan really close there.
Yeah, super close to comfort, and this is now King Fredo.
This game is actually really close. Both teams still have a chance for it. It wasn't like the first game where we just knew Azure Saiyan had the advantage straight on. And now Azure Saiyan looking for it, trying to find a way into the base. Oh, Zorn try to pick off solos. Yeah, he can't do anything about it.
A little bit too slow for the wall to come out from the side of the Grok, but looks like the Gushing will still be safe.
Flanking from behind, Zorn is there, but he's all alone. Where's the carry? That's just no backup. Now, they're going to convert to the Gripex. Gripex help out, just decimating so quickly. The wild charge will whiff, but that doesn't matter. A little bit of a miscommunication coming up from Azure Saiyan.
Definitely a little bit of miscom there. They have to lose out on the Johnson, and now Kuya instead. That's going to be a return kill. That's 1 for 1 instead.
But look at that. They're taking the turret. They're going to trade middle turret for the bottom turret, and now Tuyo Jets, he's a tank. I think he's going to be fine. Yep, no problems whatsoever. And now they're going for more. They're not even done yet.
Yeah, and that's 3 members versus 1. Logan managed to catch one out. The Menace will be able to flicker that one to safety.
Yeah, Divine Judgment does get used. Oh, Pendidikan, he's not done with it. Uses the flowing blood, tries to dodge and solos. He's looking for it. He's hunting his prey. Oh, good Abyssal Arrow. Will they turn onto this? Now they're gonna turn onto it. And just like that, that's the strength of the Selena. You get a stun, you get an opportunity, and suddenly you're just a sitting duck.
And Dominus is now on 4 kills already with the mega kill. That's going to be really important because they're all bagging every single resources over onto both the Sina as well as the Alice. We see another Berserker Sphere being purchased, as well as Solos getting one item into his hands as well.
The Lightning Challenge does get completed one more time, and that's the tank. Remember, that's the tank getting focused out. Ejector pops him back, but the Deadly Catch will follow suit. Will he go down? It's Solo. He landed another Abyssal Arrow. One more right click. There it is. That's the auto attack. They get the kill on to, as you're saying, they want more though. The ultimate is popped, but meanwhile, Natalia taking out that bottom turret. Suddenly, Mystic Burden in full control in this game, and they're making their way to Lord.
And
Solos!
Oh,
he gets Solo! That's a dignified kill. Both members, both assassins getting taken off one after the other. But Mystic Burden, they are in cruise control because they are gonna get this Lord.
Kaya's coming in, but that's a little bit
too late
for
Fredo, can he get a steal? No, he will be illustrated, but now Fredo, he's locked in 4 members of Mystic Burden. Here comes Johnson, he lands on the Dominus, 2 members of Mystic Burden, gets focused on, but there's just no damage. Pajad pops the blood out. Can he get 3 members? He gets 2. He will get onto the Fredo, but everyone on the side of Eric just saying forced to run till, because here comes Selena. Looks like everyone will back out. It will be a 1-for-1 exchange, but Lord did go over to Mystic Burden.
Yes, and now they just came back from that gold deficit with another extra 3,000 gold in their bag. Lord is charging through the bottom lane, and the moment when we saw that they picked one off in the mid lane, they already know that, hey, if this Selena will be able to dish out that much damage, we should be able to secure not just 1 tower, but 2 towers.
This is why Selena is banned. Look at that, 1 more arrow, over and over and over. They need to be careful. And Solos, that's a 3 second stun. You cannot do anything at all. What HSA needs to do is they need to fight. They need to find those engagements. And unfortunately, when you pick a Johnson, it's really hard because you kind of want to hit at least multiple members with that rapid touchdown, right? So when you get multiple members, that's how you win the fights. And Grimpax at the moment still haven't gotten that good opportunities. Now with the Lord, they're going to push down this ball lane. Natalia is split pushing the top side, so they don't want to fully commit to this. They just want to buy the attention, buy the time. Oh, 2 projects. He will get thrown in, and he will go down. A little bit unfortunate there.
Misstep coming from too easy for Jeps, and immediately getting caught out by the jaw hit.
It's fine. It's fine. They get 2 turrets, but King Fredo, Unsolvable Force from downtown picks up another kill. They need to be careful here.
Not fine anymore. They lose 2 members right off the bat for no good reason at all, and that is really dangerous for them. Now, the thing about the Johnson that you brought up, that he needs to ram into all 5 members or so, if that's the ideal situation. But you have Grok, who throws down the wall to negate that from happening. So, looking into this, I think that Asia Saiyan should be able to just secure a little bit of safety for now. Every single members are pushing through. 1-3-1 formation coming out, and that's the team.
And that straight away, Alice, she had the fleeing time. Not really sure why she didn't want to use it, but yeah, goes down immediately. And now, too easy for Jabs. Together with his team, he wants to catch Alfredo. Where's the arrow? Where's the Abyssal Arrow? There it is! It lands! And just like that, point blank, just like heat-seeking missiles, Dominus playing phenomenally on this Selena.
And he's just popping off crystal cut position, just shooting right through. And now Mystic Burden is looking to secure the mid lane, but can they do it? There is a high cool timer on the side of King Fredo. 15 more seconds before he comes right out.
And now, as you're saying, they have their backs against the walls, and now there goes the Johnson. They go on to T4 Jeff, so that's not really the target that you want. And now Pajad gets stunned up, gets blocked up. The damage is there. Pajad forced to flicker out. T4 Jeff acting at his front line. Dominus doing what he can. Garrett takes one. Meanwhile, Kuja just taking that inhibitor turret. It won't go down. That's the first inhibitor of the game. Everyone outside of Edgerton forced to back out because they are so low, but that is damage done. Mystic Burden doing what they need. Brought the attention, distracted Edgerton away from the mid lane and converged down to the bottom lane. But look at Selena, one after the other. Abyssal Arrow, getting stuns after stuns after stuns. They need to deal with this Selena.
Definitely need to deal with the minus with those really clutch stuns coming through. But in another 25 seconds, Lord will be in the contest here. And if Mystic Burden gets the second Lord, it might be done for the side of Asia Saiyan, and they are trying to force their way into game number 3.
They need to chill. Asia Saiyan needs to find engagement for themselves right now. They're just waiting. Honestly, they're sitting ducks. They're just waiting for a stun to get hit, and just like that. And then, hey, MCB is like, walk up, do damage, rinse and repeat. Exactly, rinse and repeat.
Wow.
They need to start a fight for themselves, and Gripex looking for an opportunity. If they don't start a team fight, it's really, really hard to just get in the back line. And oh, they're starting out Lord. This could be the time. Johnson does connect onto Zord, but immediately stalls, eats an arrow to the face, and he goes down straight away. Gripex will be the next target. This is going so bad for Asia Saiyan, getting out-drafted in a way because that's Selena. They underestimated the strength of Selena, and now they're paying for it, and they're not done yet. Zorn uses the crackle cannon, slows down Fredo, and they are going to walk into his top side. This is why, you know, Dominus just throwing those arrows left, right, and center.
And we can see that Johnson sends him to his death. Logan has to retreat, and that's just so much damage coming in from the base element itself, and they can only try to clear the waves to the best as they can. Now, Mystic Burden definitely has the pole position here to take down that Lord and close out the game. But looking at that Mystic, let's bring it out once more. Johnson delivered, Gripex just goes in and delivers some members in. Solos immediately gets busted down.
What I thought, because 5 members of Asia Saiyan walking down this mid lane, they want to look for a fight. But now, with that notification, they know it's a little bit too late. Abyssal Arrow! Oh!
So close! He almost dodged into it.
Fast fingers. He used his Guild Force and immediately Guild Force out of there. That would have been another kill straight away.
But then again, all these members are kind of far away. So even if he hits that arrow, I don't think that she'll go straight in for it. So looking into the scoreboards right now, of course, from the side of Asia Saiyan, they already got a lot of magic resistance just to deal with that Selena itself. Now a lot of Holy Crystals out as well.
Now, this, Asia Saiyan, they still have the chance to win this, but they need that perfect team fight. They need Gripex to use that rapid touchdown, get multiple members, and then Penjahat use that flowing blood into the backline. Pop your blowing ode, sorry, your blood ode, and hit multiple members one more time.
Lord is coming right in. Zordan is trying to look for a target. Logan retreats back into the mid lane, but that's the minion.
They need to start a fight, and this could be the goal for them. Looks like that Gripex going to Zord in the front line. Oh, good flicker into the ejector. The Nas goes into the Nexus in itself, and now Baja in the backline. This is what they need to do, as you're saying. They're taking it, they're doing as much damage as they can. Alan picks up another kill, and now Gripex in the rapid touchdown. He lands on the Dominus. That's the main target. They get 4 members down. They won't be able to take us out. Kaya, he's still chasing onto the Selena, but yeah, the stun will stop in these tracks.
Nexus is solo. A couple more blows. They should have ended the game, but it was some mispositioning that actually led to the demise of all these Mystic Burden members, and now Asia Saiyan is charging towards the mid lane. They should have enough time to try to push this out, but there's no minions left for the time being. They're still waiting for the escort.
This is the push. This is a death ball push. If they want to end this game, this is it, because it will be so hard to find another opportunity where they get this kind of push. When they have 4 members down, they're going to go for it. I'm telling you, Contra, they want to end this game here.
Yeah, they really have to pull the triggers right now. Gripex is making sure he gets his final items in the back, but the Bane is already out here, just trying to...
Oh no, Logan, he got left off. He got left off, he's gonna go down. Now it's 4v5, 30 seconds on that Kaya, and that's what, Kuja, just like a hidden gem, just like a swift career, but he might go down. So, no, the Abyssal Arrow, point blank, let's on the Gusher. He will go down instead. And now, 3 members down, all the side of Asia Saiyan. Mystic Burden can just march into the base of Asia Saiyan and end this game.
They still need those minions here. Gripex just trying not to go for it, and MCB is just trying to zone all his Asia Saiyan away. But Gripex trying to get all these minions out, but they will get the Nexus.
They're going to focus the Nexus, and Mystic Burden pulls back another game, and they're 1-1.
Wow, very well-deserved victory from the side of Mystic Burden, and we have to give credit to Too Easy for Jeps for making all this happen with that beautiful Selena plays.
Selena. Dominus on the Selena. You have to ban it. I'm sorry, I just saying, not really sure. I don't think Cho is worth a ban over a hero like Selena when he basically single-handedly wanting, look at it, 38% damage. And that's just the damage, not the crowd control, the amount of stunts, the amount of setups that he did.
And
crazy.
Selena hasn't even dropped a single time at all. It's such a long, lengthy game. And 81k is definitely a high number. From the side of Asia saying though, like, what do you think was the biggest weakness here? Because I feel like they've got a lot of front line, but they don't exactly have that sort of a burst to actually shut down members in time. But that final fight itself was kind of interesting. Let's have a look into some of the replays here.
So the thing is that Asia did really, really well, right? They started off really well, they got the kills, and yep, they kept on, they had an advantage. The problem is that they waited too long to ramp up, and they played into the hands of Mystic Burden. They waited for the fight. I can count the amount of times that Gripex used that rapid touchdown to start a fight. I think it was like 2 times. And every time he did that, they won that fight. But when he didn't, like, look at that. He went in alone. There was no backup, he died. Unfortunately, they didn't execute the strategy really that well, where I understand the theory behind the draft and whatnot, but they needed to get that Johnson to work much better.
Yes, definitely. And it's kind of like a push-pull position here because like when you have Johnson ramming in, you need to make sure that you pick the right target as well. Look at this team fight.
They were going to win this team fight, but imagine if Fredo was still alive. They had the extra damage, the extra member. Unfortunately, Johnson was 1 second too late. And yeah, see, whenever they engage with Johnson, they get a kill, and that's what they need to do. They need to ramp up. They just kept on allowing Selena to land those abyssal arrows over and over. Look at that, one more time, King Fredo. Yeah, you gotta say goodnight, because there's no chance.
Yeah, definitely sayonara. And every single time they manage to protect the Selena so well, this is definitely the pickup. This is suicide coming in from Gripex as well as Solos here. Definitely unnecessary. They're just trying to stop them from doing the Lord, but not the perfect timing. They just started it.
And this was it, right? Even though they didn't end the game from here, Lord was just dragged to the middle lane, and then they took all the turrets, all the inhibitors were down, and yes, this was a good fight. This is when Air just engaged first. They didn't allow Dominus to set up, use those abyssal arrows to hit onto multiple members. That was when the chance for them to actually win that fight. Unfortunately, one more time, Solos almost assassinated Kuja, but abyssal arrows stopped him in his tracks. And I think if you're Air just saying, you have to ban that hero.
Yes, and I believe that even if you leave Cho wide in the open, we can see the duration of the games is pretty long, and once Cho hits the late game, he's just a CC machine. Like, you just get some knockups, and you don't really have that sort of a burst as you do over in the early games. So you can only try to create plays, but definitely Selena needs to be taken out.
Well, we have to see what happens in Game 3, because remember, this is a best of 3 series, right? Someone has to win, someone has to lose. So far, Mystic Burden, good reply. They got, slaughtered in the first game, dissected surgically, step by step. They report really, really well. And now, Game 3, who will turn up? MPL Season 2 is brought to you by EG Network and Muntun. My name is Matthew, his name is Contra. We'll see you in a bit.
Hi everyone, we meet again in this new episode of Mobile Legends Hero Spotlight. In this episode, we will introduce Aldo, the contractor, who swore to protect the ancient maze of Minos. As leader of the Minoan Guard, Aldo swore to protect the maze of Minos for his entire life. Unfortunately, the gods saw it fit to punish him by changing his bodily form, giving him a grotesquely large arm that struck fear in the people around him. What's scarier is that his arm can gain seemingly infinite power through the souls trapped within it. Needless to say, Aldo is a formidable foe on the battlefield. Overall, Aldo is capable of attacking nearly any enemy on the map, and he has the ability to endlessly strengthen his attack damage by killing his foes. In short, Aldo is a warrior who possesses strong burst DPS. For his first skill, Aldo activates his arm's latent energy to strengthen his next basic attack. If that attack kills an enemy unit, then Aldo's basic attack damage will permanently increase. What makes this skill even stronger is that enhanced basic attacks will deal bonus damage against minions, making Aldo a good choice for laning. In fact, this skill is Aldo's primary DPS skill. We recommend everyone to solo a lane in order to accumulate as much damage enhancements as possible, thus allowing Aldo to become a deadly foe in mid to late game. For his second skill, Aldo activates a defensive barrier that makes him immune to all basic attacks and reduces damage from other attack types. When reactivating the skill within 1 second of activation, or when the skill duration ends, Aldo will stun and damage nearby enemy units. Use the skill before charging into a skirmish, and Aldo will most likely survive long enough to use his first skill twice. If the battle feels too heated, taking advantage of this skill's stun effect can be very useful in promoting Aldo's survivability. For his ultimate, Aldo can temporarily gain the field of vision of any one of the enemy heroes. During this time, reactivating his ultimate allows Aldo to lock onto one of the enemy heroes for a strike that damages and knocks back the enemy hero. However, cancelling the strike while Aldo is attacking results in additional cooldown time. Use this skill and Aldo can attack any enemy hero on the map, which is indeed very powerful. However, do not use the skill blindly. For example, it would be better to cancel Aldo's ultimate if he's attacking an enemy surrounded by allies. We strongly, and I mean strongly, urge everyone not to feed. As for Aldo's passive, after every 3 attacks, the next attack's damage will generate a shield that absorbs damage, lasting 3 seconds each time. Now here's something amazing. The basic attacks enhanced by Aldo's first skill will also activate his passive. What this means is, Aldo can generate a very powerful shield due to the synergy between his passive and his first skill.
Hey guys, welcome back to MPL Season 2, Week 2, Day 2. It's going to be the final game of the day no matter what. My name is Matthew, his name is Contra. Remember guys, MPL Season 2 is brought to you by EG Network as well as Moontune. And what a game 2.
Yes, game 2 was super exciting. A lot of back and forth between both of these teams.
And I want to highlight, right, game 1 it was clear areas. In game 2, Mystic Burden looked in control for most part of the game. I hope game 3 is where both teams just come out full force and we have a close game. Because both games so far has been pretty slow, where we don't see a lot of fights. We're just saying like really methodical plays. It's like, okay guys, you know, we do this, we do this, we do this. Yeah, which is understandable. I just hope for a full out game.
Yeah, and you can see that they're just trying to ramp up in terms of itemizations and stuff, but that gave so much room for Selena to assassinate people with the Abyssal Arrow coming from downtown, and they definitely need to take that ban out really quickly and exchange it for show.
If I'm not mistaken right now, the blue side will be air resistant, so they at least have the option to get first pick on Selena if my memory serves me right. So maybe they don't even think about that. But that Selena was definitely a problem. I think Mystic Burden has to ban it if they're on the red side. Whoever is on the red side, I think they have an obligation to ban out Selena at the moment.
Yes, and looking into all of these lineups here, I think that they picked up Gronk eventually, as well as having a really interesting lineup with Jawhead, as well as the Johnson from the South Age Saiyan, which didn't really work out. So that Johnson pick possibly can be exchanged for something else. Akai worked well in the game 1. Maybe seeing an Akai will be interesting in game 1.
I think the Johnson was way too conditioned where they couldn't really start team fights at the moment because you need that perfect condition to catch 2 or 3 members out, and it's really hard to actually, you know, you need to start the animation and then drive all the way to that team fight. So you need to set up team fights perfectly. Where maybe something like an Akai can just use a Hurricane Dance on demand whenever you see that's a good opportunity. So maybe they should change up that draft a little bit. I understand the reasoning behind it, but the execution just was a little bit lackluster. But they are just saying, and I fully expect them to come up with a different strategy today in this third game.
And we talked about having multiple members in the lineup. You can always change.
Will they swap things out?
Yeah, they might just swap things out because we see Fredo missing out a game the other week just to make sure that they could just fill in his shoes while he stays behind the scenes, make sure that he strategizes it for his teammates eventually. So do you expect them to do so?
I think honestly speaking, I wouldn't expect a change because like, you know, in the middle of the game, they're going to make any changes. But maybe they can afford to just experiment around because this is the regular season. You know, what really matters is during the playoffs, and maybe this is the time where they test things out.
But if they lose this game though, they will lose the lead against Icon. So
yeah, but again, as long as you qualify to the playoffs, that's what really matters. But you know what? Enough theory crafting. Let's go into the third game, the draft. And like I said, Azure saying we'll be on the blue side and Mystic Burden will be on the red side. And since they're on the blue side, they don't need to ban out Selena because they have first pick. So immediately, Cho, I think it's going to be Cho and Jawhead again.
Well, I think it's going to be the same thing, but that Cho ban, we've seen it time and time again. I feel like it's not really worth it, but they're giving so much respect to Easy for Jabs, and I think it's still somewhat
Your
necessary
team is
at the end of the
banned.
day. Hellkurt, no questions there. Very, very disruptive. Has this ton of burst. Now, one more ban for AJ.
I don't think it's going to be Selena. I think maybe a Hayabusa or even a Jawhead could be what they want to pick, what they want to ban here, because like I said, they have first pick. They don't have the obligation to ban out that Selena.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's going to ban a Grok instead. So yeah,
The enemy
they won't ban
is
out. Now, when you ban out Grok, you're saying that we're not first picking Grok because we're going to first pick Selena.
Yes, and this is going to force MCB to actually give that one away. So one more pick, but they could also bait out other potential heroes to be played out as well. They don't really necessarily have to ban like Hayabusa or so. Like
yeah, Selena, they have to ban. And
Your
with that being
team
said,
is picking.
Hayabusa is open. It is a solid first pick. Could go for it, but I think maybe as you're saying, they want to do something a bit different here. I'm interested to see what kind of team composition they want to go for after the second game. They didn't really turn out that well.
Well, they could go back to square one. In the first match, they had the Alice. They
Okay,
had,
guys, just to remind.
we understand.
Derek
We
is
all
not
can't wait to
available.
get our hands on that new
Yeah, I think
hero,
we'll go
but
Jawhead.
that's going to be Jawhead coming into play.
enemy is
So
picking.
Jawhead is a really solid frontliner, and yeah, they're baiting us once more. but,
You know what? I'm just gonna disregard. But yeah, Jawhead. To be honest, King Fredo, he played really well in that Jawhead in the last game. There was not a
Clutch
problem for it.
ejectors all around.
The ejector was good and unstoppable force as well. Good damage. The main problem with that team of that game was just Selena just constantly using the abyssal arrow, catching people out.
And this is going to be one more pick for the side of MCB. They still have Hayabusa on the line.
Yep,
and as I speak of it,
Gushin, this is their damage output immediately.
Oh, last minute lock in, and that's going to
Wow.
just shake things up with the Minotaur.
This is interesting.
And I gotta say, Gushin trade for that Hayabusa, it's fair enough. But although I kind of have this favor
this
on the
shows
side of
this
Hayabusa.
tells me that they want a team fight because they're not going for Hayabusa, they're going for Gushin. Gushin is much more of a team fight assassin compared to Hayabusa, because Hayabusa, in a way, a team fight, you're kind of free because you can't really do much. But Gushin, with that Shadow Blade Slaughter, you throw out the daggers in the fan, does a lot of damage. Meanwhile, on the other side, as you're saying, they have no problems playing that skirmish team composition. Hayabusa, Kaya, Jawhead, they have one thing in common. They have a really high single damage potential.
Yes, and we see time and time again, they pull out the Divine Judgments really well, but they just need proper follow-up. In terms of follow-up in match number 2, not that clean from the side of Aegis, but this is going to be a
Oh!
time. And the Martis! I love the Martis pick.
Picking.
Let's bring it on. We talk a lot about Martis. He doesn't really have that much of a big damage output as he used to, but the Ashura aura is still really huge to line everybody up for the Minotaur to come right and smash them in the face.
This is a good team fight setup. If they can have that perfect wombo combo, just imagine, right? Minotaur uses Minotaur Fury, knocks everyone out, Martin with that Mortal Coil, and then suddenly Kuja comes in with the cold-blooded
enemy
strangling.
is picking.
Good setup. Meanwhile, the other side, as you say, no surprises there. Picking up, yeah, I'm thankful that they didn't pick Johnson again. Going with the high loss, something more
Much
easier to,
safer option.
easier to execute, and the Alice. You know what? It didn't turn out really badly, so why not pick it again? I'm interested to see what will, Mystic Burden's last pick. They should pick a tank here. They might go for an Archive. It works well as well. Or even something like, they even can go with Johnson if they want to.
Well, not exactly
Whoa!
board.
Whoa!
Wow! This is definitely telling you that they want to
that
team
team fight.
They want to make sure that God can channel his element perfectly to just melt down every member's from
Martis, Mortal Coils lines everyone up, Gort. Easy ultimate.
Yes, and he can definitely get that full channel. And the only few person that can reach out to the Gort in this scenario is the Hayabusa.
Yes. And no, I mean, Alice, she has flowing blur, so she can actually go to the back lane as well. But the main thing is, in order for Mystic Burden to win this game, they need to start the team fights first because everything relies on one another, right? If they mess up the execution, the team fight will be really hard to be won because Azure Saiyans team composition is much easier to execute. They don't rely on another player or another teammate to win it, right? Hayabusa with the OG Shadow Q, he can just do it whenever he wants to. Same with Alice. When he finds a good opportunity, he can just pop that flowing blood into Blood to just catch onto multiple members. But MCB, they are going to have a challenge on their hands because it is game 3 of week 2, day 2 of MPL season 2. A lot of twos there.
Yeah.
Hey, you're saying we'll be on the blue side, Mystic Burden will be on the red side. who is going to bring this home.
Now, looking into at AJSN, they definitely need to snowball really early. And if they don't, speaking of that, they're getting caught out. Flicker being burnt away, and that's going to be Logan back into the safety of the tower. Now, Gord, his element is pretty insane if he can get everyone in. And everyone from the side of Mystic Burden still needs a little bit more time to actually amp up into the mid game. So we're gonna see whether if Natala as well as Marcus can pull off some plays here.
Yeah, and it looks like everything is normal in the early stages, early game, no problems there. They're just farming out their own jungles, no invades. Remember that last game, Mystic Burden, they were so aggressive, they invaded so many camps. Dominus might see his jungle camp getting taken away, but nope, he's just gonna rush straight to his Reaper, pick it up. And King Fredo will steal away that one jungle camp away from Mystic Burden.
Now just answering some of these pushes from the side of Mystic Burden will be Nanas as well as Zorn. And it looks like the Minotaur has been preparing for a little bit of a skirmish.
Yeah, but the thing is that as a Minotaur, you really need your ultimate before you can do a lot of things. And I think it's the same in every case on heroes from Mystic Burden. They want their ultimates before they do anything. So that's why you're seeing a rather passive early stages. They're not going for aggressive fights. Zorn does get caught out. The stun does land. Zorn needs to run away, but he does have the Ashore Aura. Yeah, we'll be okay there.
He missed it once, but he didn't miss it the second time. Now they're going in for the river crap.
Fredo, look at that. Fredo is behind it. He's gonna flicker it. Where is it? There goes the ejector. They're gonna pick up 2 kills from this. Nanas will be the first blood. The flicker comes in. Where is the law and order? Mortal Coil will not come into fruition because he goes down himself. But Fredo's not done. He was thinking about turret diving, but he's gonna play it safe. I like this coming out from Air, just saying very, very aggressive.
Perfectly played out from the side of Edge. Just saying they push out every single lane and immediately say, hey, let's go to bot lane. And Fredo just managed to catch out the right member, throwing him in with the ejector. And that's 1 kill, 2 kills in the hands of Edge. Just saying
they need the ultimate on their side of the members, right? Gord is still level 3, Martin is still level 3. Oh, they're starting on the turtle. This could be bit aggressive. They don't have the numbers advantage. They don't have the level advantage to actually go for Zorn. Good. Mortal Call stands onto 2, but once again, no damage output just yet. Gord finally level 4. He does have the Mystic Gush available for him, and now they're gonna start on this because they want to force a team fight. Remember, like we said, they want to team fight, and they're trying to bait it out using this turtle.
And Zorn is already hitting that level 4. That Decimate will be
just
really
saying, they're going for it. The flowing burst there, and they will actually get it. But look at the Mystic Gush immediately decimating the health bars of Air, just saying, and they're not done here. A double kill. Oh, the Divine Judgment will go on to Zorn. He will pick up 1 kill, but the turtle going over to Air, just saying, there was a good steal coming out from Souls. The stun is there. Looks like they might actually get this tower. They do have the damage, they have Gushon, and they have a Gord, but it looks like they're just going to back off here.
Logan managed to clear that wave, but that was a really huge Mystic Gush coming out from that Gord. Perfectly protected, and eventually they managed to pick up kills after kills, especially on that Martis though. They lined everything up with that Ashura Aura.
See, right? That's
so
the combo.
beautifully.
That's the combo they are going for. That wombo combo. Line up. They just want to single file up everything. So Gorge with that Mystic Gush can just line up everyone. And the rest of the team, they just want to set it up for that AoE damage. So team fights, team fights, team fights. Expect MCB to always force an objective. Oh, meanwhile, Jaw hit and Kaya is on his top side. They might actually get caught out because they're going to get pincered out. There comes the dominance on the Gushon, and just like that, easy pickings. And just saying, underestimating Mystic Burden a little bit. Oh, meanwhile, Zord, he's going to do the same thing because he's underestimating and just saying as well. The stun comes in and Solo picking up another one.
And that's kind of wasted there. I feel like they shouldn't go in for that. Zorn just overly extending and eventually getting caught out over the bottom lane. But some of these actions could be a little more clear-cut from both teams. Now, 4-4 from each side, still really close in terms of goal, just 1,000 in difference. Hitting over on the side of Edge, just saying, just because they managed to steal away that turtle.
Yep. And you can see, this kind of turtles, right, it goes a long way. It's 100 gold for 5 members, so it's 500 gold straight away. Zorn, beautiful line up there. But Gripex, he's just singled out. Zorn is just playing bodyguard. And look at that, Gripex forced to use that glorious pathway to just run away.
They still managed to keep the turret alive, and that is really important. That another 2 shots from the tower might just bring out the side of as you're saying, but now 3 members are invested to try to keep the pressure against the Alice over the bottom lane.
Oh, looks like that 3 members of MCB is that Kuja once again getting caught out. Solos on his Hayabusa has been playing phenomenally. Pendidikan might be just taken away, decimate into the heart of the vampire lady. Goes down just like that. But now here comes the cavalry on the side of Air, just saying Kaya together with Gripax is there. A good stun from Nernas will stop in his tracks. Meanwhile, the turtle is getting taken away by Jawhead from Fredo, and 2easy for Jax will not be able to save this turret, and that's like that. Even though they got a couple of kills. Honestly, the map play is going over to Air, just saying.
I love how they are controlling the macro plays. They got the mid lane. They also take down that last turtle right there, and they're looking for top lane as well. Solos trying to get a kill over onto Kuja, backs away.
Oh, 2easy for Jabs. He might be able to go onto the Kaya, but nope, just gonna save the tower, the turret instead. I'm sorry. But whoa, both teams playing on a nice edge.
The Martis should be able to secure the bottom lane
no,
tower.
Kuja, he's stuck between a rock and a hard place, but he will be able to just walk away. The Unstoppable Force lands on the Kuja, and he just throws him back into the hand of his teammate. The Gord ultimate will not land onto anything. The Talia's, the pick not really working out as of yet, getting picked off himself.
Yeah, and he's just level 7. Look at the rest of Aegis members. Most of them are hitting level 8 and 9 already in average, and this turret will definitely fall. They just need to wait for the minions for a little bit. Martis, wise choice not to overextend, and this is going to be one tower in the hands of Aegis. They've already taken out all of the outer turrets. They could just go in freely as they wish into the jungle.
Yep, there goes Aegis saying they want to flank this, they want to lock things down, trying to lock down the area. Meanwhile, Zorn playing a little bit aggressive, flowing blood. Ooh, I would take that if I was the Alice. Gripax just being a mid shield, making sure no one can come in between his carries and his team. And there you go, just like that, they're just going to walk off, reset, and try and push. Meanwhile, top lane, Fredo and 2easy for Jax having a ding-dong battle. Fredo just wants to farm, get that turret, and now all members of Aegis just rotate his top side. Flicker gets into it, and now the Divine Judgment pulls back the cow and pulls back the death. The cavalry from Mystic Burden is a little bit too late.
Zorn is going in. He has to force the back away.
Mystic Burden, they're playing a little bit all over the place. They're not playing as a team like Game 2. I think this is getting stretched out from Aegis saying.
This is kind of contradictory, and they will be able to take down
Fredo.
the tower. Oh, Zorn will be able to...
Fredo is slow, but will not be able to take him down.
He gets thrown all the way up in the air. There's just no way that he can survive, but he's just trying his best to defend the tower, but there's just no members to give him enough support, which is contradictory to what they're building this team comp for.
Yeah, you want that team fight, you want to make sure you're working as a unit, but now they're just playing solos. It's not really ideal with the team comp you've built. Now Aegis is the one playing aggressive, doing whatever they want, coming into the jungle. You can see Gripax just walking in. He's so confident. He knows that, hey, whoever comes in, he cannot kill me.
Yeah, and now Zorn is looking for more, trying to make sure that they get the spinner.
Gripax
over onto the back. Will they be
meanwhile, Natalia is in the back line. This could be the fight they want to. And now Gripax does get focused in. But look at Pendidikan using that blow, doing so much damage. He's the one to pick up a kill. And Divine Judgment pulls Zorn into it. Now 2easy for Jabs is there. Where is the ultimate? And he cannot even find a good angle to use it. Everyone was out of air just saying, just disengage immediately. This is discipline coming out from the team from Malaysia.
Yeah. Really disciplined plays there. They try not to overextend. They know that what they could do, and that's going to be a lot of items out already. Now,
Solos.
Let's just see Solos.
He's just going to dash away. Yep, should be okay. No problems whatsoever. This is why Hayabusa is so highly picked, right? He's so slippery, so hard to just lock down, and if you cannot find a way to just lock him down for a good 2-3 seconds, it's gonna be hard. Meanwhile, Pendidikan is there. The stun will land. It should be a kill, but no! He pops the flowing but just in time, and he just blinks away just like that, and everything gets wasted up. Oh, Zorn! Good blink. Oh, wow! Look at the Hayabusa. They're going so deep. They won the kills. They are saying they're confident. They are saying they can do it. They picked 2 kills, but Gushin will pick out Retribution Bill. But look at that. Fredo just pushes 2easy for Jazz back into his turret. They cannot do anything about this. And just like that, they get a 2-for-1 exchange. They have the numbers advantage. Now, Aegis saying has the priority.
Now, I like how they call the shots here. Solos found the opportunity for a kill, and they immediately respond to that. But 2 members down from the side of Mystic Bird, they're going to lose another turret if they don't pull this off properly.
There he goes to 2easy for Jazz. The first time he used that Mirror of Fury, but to no avail. it just feels like he wants to use it for the sake of using it.
Yeah, and King Ferdo has already purchased another Blade of Despair into his pockets right there. Now, they should be able to take down this bottom lane as well. Lord is available now.
Whoa.
Should they go in for this one? Maybe they need to slowly push out every single wave before they could challenge the Lord.
Interesting pickup there from Pendidikan on the Alice. Picking up Clock of Destiny in 10 minutes in. Clock of Destiny, it needs like 8 seconds to ramp up. Sorry, 8 minutes to ramp up. So you don't want it to pick up as your second item. You kind of want it the first item.
But they just want a little bit more safety into
I
the
guess
pocket. So that makes a lot of sense, especially when you're playing such a utility role coming into play.
I fully expect him to pick up the Winter Truncheon, the next item, because it's just so well synergized with Alice's kit. Meanwhile, Fredo, this is what Asia was doing in that game 1. Split up their team with their Jawhead, with their Hayabusa, split push everything. Make sure that there's no way Mystic Burden can come and pressure it, and then just slowly take down all the turrets.
Now the Hayabusa should be able to pick one down.
Natalia is dead, puts up the silence. Where's the damage? And finally, Souls uses the OG Shadow Kill, but he will go down himself. But no, he's still trying to survive. He manages to blink out, and now he's just juking left, right, center. He survives. He actually goes back into the line of fire. A little bit of a misclick, but that doesn't matter. Look at that. 4 members of Air takes out the inhibitor. That is what they want to do with that Hayabusa. Buy enough time. Make sure they send a lot of members into it. And then, hey, this is a free turret because you have so many members into the top side dealing with Hayabusa. You got no one defending your turrets.
Yes, and Solo's just living up to his name. This is going to be a King Ferdo with a cat, and he goes on a mega kill. He managed to pull a lot of members towards the top lane. This is going to be really difficult for the side of MCB to be played out.
This is a phenomenal play. Uses the Shadow Q, just buys enough time, and then he dashes away, and he just comes in, just bites, just plays with fools. He was feeling a little bit confident. He thought he could get a kill, but you know what? At least he tries. He goes down for his troubles, but at least Inhibitor Turret goes down, and now guess what? Lord is getting rushed down by Air saying King Fredo with those smart missiles doing so much damage, and there is just no way Mystic Burden can do anything about this. It's going to be a free Lord going to Air saying, and now they can just push.
Yes, definitely can push it all the way through mid lane or top side, because this Warden will just constantly keep pressure over the bot. They could just try to set up, but Mystic Burden, they need to stick together. Kuja getting caught up by himself.
Kuja, he's getting caught up by himself, but his teammates is there just in time to split up the damage of the Shadow Q, manages to save his life. Once again, you know, and just again, uses his shadows, blinks away into safety.
Ejector being thrown out there on the side, too easy for Jeps. This Gripex all the way in the front line, trying to zone all of these MCB members away. Another Ejector coming right through, and that's going to be some damage around that inventory.
They need to understand, they need to group up, they need to team fight. Wait for a good opportunity and then come in together. Right now, they're just getting split up by his team, by Eric just saying, not being able to find a good opening.
Yeah, and they're just slowly escorting the Lord over on the bottom lane, and over the top side you have 2 assassins up there.
Yeah, they're getting split up once again, and now Zorn will use the Morcard, lands on the Green Packs, and this could be the team fight they're looking for. But Zorn into it, the Mystic Gush not landing onto anyone except for the tank, but he's the tank. No, you want to do Shadow Kill, lands on the 4 members, and there goes the mid-top Meteor Fury, but it's not enough. It's just way too late. But Jahan pops the Blood out, uses the Winter Truncheon, and he's gonna be A-okay. Nexus in the side of Area Saiyan. They want this kill. They want to keep their undefeated streak alive, and they will get this win, and it'll be 2-1 into Air Asia Saiyan, and Air Asia Saiyan will be back in the top spot of the league.
And they are not down just yet. Asia Saiyan managed to secure this victory here. So close though for the side of MCB, but just picking up this team fight composition and not executing based on their game plan definitely put them into defeat.
And that's what we talked about, right? Air Asia Saiyan's team composition is much easier to execute because they are solo laners, right?
Yeah.
They're just gonna split push, try and drag as much tension as possible. Meanwhile, on the other side, it is really hard for Mystic Burden because they need to make sure everything stacks up perfectly. You need the Meteor Fury coming out from too easy for jabs, and then you need to have that stun, that Mortal Coil from the Martis to line everyone up for the damage. Unfortunately, they didn't have that opportunity, and every time Asia Saiyan just stretch the map, stretch the members, couldn't do anything about it. Let's look at the highlights of the game.
Exactly, and now this is the first dive over on the bottom lane, and they managed to secure 2 kills, 1 more over onto the Marcus as well, and they stole the
This was
turtle
it.
as well.
This is when it set up really well. They got the kills. They got the momentum. Unfortunately, they just couldn't find another opportunity like that.
But I really have to give props over onto King Fredo because he, as a frontliner, he knows how to pick off people. Look at that once again. Huja getting thrown into every single member of Asia Saiyan. And once more, highlights after highlights.
It's just Fredo throwing people.
Yeah, just smashing them right through. And even if you're a Minotaur, you can totally just displace him and try to keep him away before the wombo combo from the side of the Synchron happens.
Yeah, look at this. This is a team fight. The team were coming in from Asia. They just target people so well coming in, and unfortunately, they couldn't find the picks. They couldn't find the kills. I'm liking this from Asia. They are not making it rush. They are making it slow, playing the objective game instead. And this
is the Hayabusa outplay.
It's gonna be so cool. If he just walks away here, it would be so cool. But then he's like, you know what? Let me just send.
I want to make sure this highlight comes in with a little bit of spiciness with a kill, but unfortunately, he still falls, but they bought enough time. This is the very final fight. A Billful out from the Minotaur, but that's not enough to keep away these Saiyans, and they have enough minions into the base. They wanted to get a wipeout though, but Hayabusa was just way too much for them to handle.
Yeah, I mean, honestly speaking, this just shows Asia Saiyan whenever they have it, whenever they're on point, they're basically unplayable. How do you even counter a strategy like this? You need to catch out one member and then kill them off. But then their members are so slippery. The drafting from this game from Asia was really impressive, and unfortunately, you know, Mystic Burden, they had a really good draft, but they couldn't execute it.
Yeah, and I was like thinking back into the drafting phase, we see him hovering the Gushin and the Hayabusa. Eventually, from the side of MCB, they opted out for that Gushin. It will possibly be a total different story if they actually pick up the Hayabusa, but what's done is done. We see another victory going over on the hands of Asia Saiyan, topping out the Gooks once more, being the top seed from Malaysia.
Yeah, the topping out seed, this game, it proves so much, right? It just shows that, hey, we are still the kings of Malaysia. Like King Fredo's name in itself, the title was earned. He managed to carry his team together with good synergy, with good backup, and show that Asia Saiyan deserves to be on top. I'll tell you what, when Asia Saiyan goes up against Icon, that's going to be the real deal. Because Icon and Asia Saiyan both have been turning up pretty well in this game so far, or in this whole league. I want to see how these two teams match up.
Yes, definitely that will be a feast for our eyes here. But Icon, when we look into some of their team plays, it is sort of messy at first. Usually they lose out their first game.
Yeah.
And then with that pressure, what I really do respect about Icon is that they worked well under pressure. They did not give away leads, and they were kind of decisive. But sometimes when they get this really huge goal lead, they didn't really utilize it to their full potential. Maybe that might be a loophole that Asia Saiyan could possibly
That's true, that's true. When it's not decisive, it is really, really hard. Now, just hold with us, guys. We are going to show you the latest standings after all the games today in a little bit. I want to see how the standings has changed from yesterday, because EVOS Esports with that 2-0. I want to go back to the first game of the day. They played phenomenally.
Super well. Like, that was the quickest game that we have today. 5 minutes through, and they totally...
Not only today, the whole league.
Yeah. Like, for the whole matchup. And even yesterday itself, it was really convincing on how they closed out Game 1. And eventually, Game 2 was really close. And they managed to defeat Flash Tyrants, claim as the kings of Singapore, but now not anymore.
Yeah, I'm saying now EVOS Esports starting to grow into their hype, starting to fit into the name, the brand of EVOS, right? Being the kings of Singapore. Can they be the one to continue the Singaporean dominance after Bigatron? You know, Bigatron has not been looking that good, unfortunately. But we'll have to just wait and see. I think they're the team of the week so far, with 2 clean seasons.
I have to say that EVOS Singapore has been performing so well. And if you were to actually select a single member to be the MVP, it's so hard. Like, every one of them are just working together like ants, making sure that, we're going to build this fort together.
You can see the teamwork, right? Like, going one after the other. Unfortunately, like Game 1, I was forever remember that 3% damage share from the Hayabusa. Ooh,
you gotta let that go.
That was really tough. But yeah, like you said, I want to see more of EVOS Esports, and I want to see how they grow as a team. They're a relatively new team. They were just formed, I think, like a couple of weeks before MPL qualifiers, and you can see their value, you can see their quality. I want to see them playing up against the big boys.
Yes, and after this whole week, I think that EVOS Esports could at least secure the top 4 spot. Hopefully,
could be. That's remember, just to remind everyone, MPL, the regular season, you have 10 teams going up against one another in a round-robin best of 3. The top 8 teams, they will qualify into the playoff stage, and the bottom teams will be eliminated.
Yeah, and we still have quite a number of weeks to go. Now, tomorrow we'll also have a couple more teams coming into play. And
yeah, tomorrow we have 3 matches, but before that, we want to see the standings before we do touch on to tomorrow. Let's have a really quick recap of the previous game that we just saw. It was Air just saying going up against Mystic Burden. It was first play drawn by Air just saying with that game really well executed game 1. Game 2, it was going on with Mystic Burden. It felt like they found their feet, but unfortunately in game 3 they just couldn't replicate what they did in game 2.
Yeah, and like the Gort pickup there was very interesting. As much as it's kind of off meta, but they have a game plan. It was it looked quite solid at first, but in terms of execution, we talk about it time and time again. As much as they want to make sure that everything is perfect, they want to channel all their ults at the same time. That only happened once, and eventually they folded.
Yeah, that's true. So let's just look at the standings after all of today's game. Let's see who's on top. Like we said, Air is just saying on top together with Icon, and looky there. Who's on top? EVOS Esports Singapore with 6 points after clean sweeping 2 zeros.
Unfortunately
both
for
2 games.
We Own Wolves, they are still at the lower half of the bracket right now, sitting at number 8 with more losses in hand. That's looking really worrisome for We Own Wolves, so they do definitely have to buckle up. The rest of the standings are still kind of like about the same. But we talked about this Malaysia versus Singapore affair, and EVOS Esports just telling you that, hey, don't count us out just yet. It's still really early. And of course, we will have more matches up in store for tomorrow.
So just look at the tomorrow matches really quickly. 5 p.m. will be the start. It will be Flash Tyrants going out against Mystic Burden. So Mystic Burden having a chance to redeem themselves. And Bigatron Singapore going up against Traders. Can the Singaporean Giants, the reigning champions of MPL Season 1, show up, finally grab a win for themselves? And last but not least, we have the 3rd game of the day. Tomorrow is a pretty long day because we have We Own Wood going up against Borneo Dragons FV.
And I think this is going to be really exciting because we haven't seen much from the side of We Own Wolves, where they haven't been able to prove themselves. But this underdog matchup will decide who will actually push up over onto the higher standings.
Yeah, because We Own World and Borneo Dragons, these two are basically underdog teams. Right, everyone counted them out. Borneo Dragon even said themselves they thought they couldn't even qualify, and We Own World coming in the last possible second from that wildcard qualifiers. We want to see how when these two underdogs go up against each other, who will come up on top.
Yeah, and of course, all these games here are brought to you by EGG Network as well as Moontune here. Now, looking into tomorrow, who are you excited to see?
Honestly, all the matches look really good. I want to see how Flash Tyrants go up against Mystic Burden, because Flash Tyrant, they lost 2-0 against EVOS Esports. So I want to see whether they can come back from it. And the second game as well, Bigatron, another storyline that Trader has been looking good. I want to see how it goes. But yeah, that is all from us. My name is Matthew. His name is Contra. MPL is supported by Razer and brought to you by EG Network and Moontune. That's all for us today. But do tune in tomorrow where we have more games. See you tomorrow.
Hi everyone, we meet again in this new episode of Mobile Legends Hero Spotlight. In this episode, we will introduce Aldo, the contractor, who swore to protect the ancient maze of Minos. As the leader of the Minoan Guard, Aldo swore to protect the maze of Minos for his entire life. Unfortunately, the gods saw it fit to punish him by changing his bodily form, giving him a grotesquely large arm that struck fear in the people around him. What's scarier is that his arm can gain seemingly infinite power through the souls trapped within it. Needless to say, Aldo is a formidable foe on the battlefield. Overall, Aldo is capable of attacking nearly any enemy on the map, and he has the ability to endlessly strengthen his attack damage by killing his foes. In short, Aldo is a warrior who possesses strong burst DPS. For his first skill, Aldo activates his arm's latent energy to strengthen his next basic attack. If that attack kills an enemy unit, then Aldo's basic attack damage will permanently increase. What makes this skill even stronger is that enhanced basic attacks will deal bonus damage against minions, making Aldo a good choice for laning. In fact, this skill is Aldo's primary DPS skill. We recommend everyone to solo a lane in order to accumulate as much damage enhancements as possible, thus allowing Aldo to become a deadly foe in mid to late game. For his second skill, Aldo activates a defensive barrier that makes him immune to all basic attacks and reduces damage from other attack types. When reactivating the skill within 1 second of activation, or when the skill duration ends, Aldo will stun and damage nearby enemy units. Use this skill before charging into a skirmish, and Aldo will most likely survive long enough to use his first skill twice. If the battle feels too heated, taking advantage of this skill's stun effect can be very useful in promoting Aldo's survivability. For his ultimate, Aldo can temporarily gain the field of vision of any one of the enemy heroes. During this time, reactivating his ultimate allows Aldo to lock onto one of the enemy heroes for a strike that damages and knocks back the enemy hero. However, cancelling the strike while Aldo is attacking results in additional cooldown time. Use this skill and Aldo can attack any enemy hero on the map, which is indeed very powerful. However, do not use the skill blindly. For example, it would be better to cancel Aldo's ultimate if he's attacking an enemy surrounded by allies. We strongly, and I mean strongly, urge everyone not to feed. As for Aldo's passive, after every 3 attacks, the next attack's damage will generate a shield that absorbs damage, lasting 3 seconds each time. Now here's something amazing. The basic attacks enhanced by Aldo's first skill will also activate his passive. What this means is Aldo can generate a very powerful shield due to the synergy between his passive and his first skill. In terms of the equipment builds, we recommend the following sets. We highly recommend using the first set, especially if Aldo is charging into skirmishes or holding a lane alone against many other heroes. The equipment item Endless Battle works especially well with Aldo's first skill in generating devastating damage output, while Wings of the Apocalypse Queen helps ensure Aldo's survivability when ganking. As for emblem builds, we highly recommend everyone to use the physical emblem set and select Shield, Bravery, and Life Drain. Aldo is not strong during the early game, during which time he should be focused on laning to accumulate damage enhancements. The emblem talent Life Drain should help Aldo survive the early game with greater ease. For battle spells, we recommend using Flicker to improve Aldo's ability to chase down enemies in the late game and to survive during the early game. Aldo activates his ultimate and sees the enemy Aurora on her own. Aldo activates a strike against Aurora, who can do nothing but hide underneath the tower. Aldo reaches Aurora. Wow, Aldo activates his first skill and knocks out Aurora. Now Aurora's allies are rushing to defend the area. Leslie is already under the tower, but Aldo chooses not to back down. He activates his second skill to absorb tower damage while he goes after Leslie. Leslie uses her second skill to knock Aldo back under the tower. Now, Aldo seems to be a goner, but no. He uses Flicker to teleport to Leslie and activates his first skill to finish her off. And that's Mobile Legends' latest hero, Aldo, coming soon for 599 diamonds or 32,000 battle points. Make sure to take advantage of the 30% launch week discount. Until next time.
Download for free Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
The thought of vengeance burns me. Death is quiet and pleasant. Death is quiet.
You have slain unstoppable!
Ha! Ha!
You have slain
The spear of destiny hit me I long for peace in the heart.
Killing spree!